Discovery, Houston. Recommend vector transfer to the BFS.
Roger roll, Discovery.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around.
Wheel stop. Roger, wheel stop, Discovery. Welcome back. A great ending to the new beginning. Yeah. Space.
Let me tell you about these scars for real. From a city where you starve to kill. See, I've been behind them bars for real, but it's just it from the start. Told my mama I'ma sign the deal. Gotta get up from a dime to a mill. If you been up on your grind, then I feel you, cause I know that shit be hard. Grab the case, spin the block and make a nigga mama pray. Every day, nigga dropping shit get ugly in your face. Fix your face, nigga, really before I had to catch a case, get erased. Cause I know I got some scars. My nigga acting shady, had to cut him off. Switched up for some paper, had to take a loss. Guess it's life when you really out here trying to boss. Don't be flexing for the gram if you can't pay the cost. Just last week it was a homicide. Put it on my dogs, I'ma slide, do a thunder slide. And when I get to the top, I always wonder why. Will I make it or these niggas try to take me out? So everywhere I go, I gotta keep that shit on me. Can't play me like no small pup, I'm your big homie. Like bitch, I want it all, ain't faking, ain't phony. I thought you was so real, why you fucking changed on me? Let me tell you about these scars for real. From a city where you starve to kill. See, I've been behind them bars for real, but it's just it from the start. Told my mama I'ma sign the deal. Gotta get up from a dime to a mill. If you been up on your grind, then I feel you, cause I know that shit be hard. Let me tell you about these scars for real. From a city where you starve to kill. See, I've been behind them bars for real, but it's just it from the start. Told my mama I'ma sign the deal. Gotta get up from a dime to a mill. If you been up on your grind, then I feel you, cause I know that shit be hard.
Jumpin' that, summon that bitch, jumpin' that fire, jumpin' that bitch, hitting that fire, jumpin' that whip, jumpin' that bitch, coming that bitch, ho, jumpin' that bitch, chopper doing circles, it's a bird, take him to the potty, he's a nerd, pop out, I ain't seen niggas hit corners in the motherfucking birds, pop out, done politicking with the competition, what's the word? Put that on my mama, nigga, 8 in the process. Nigga tryna tippy-toe through the progress. Tongue-tied when the truth is an object. What's the pros and the cons of this next check? Wasn't nobody round, I was independent. In a 97 bomb with the windows tinted. Heard a bomb, got a strap in the party. Who the fuck like this in the party? Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. Beat him up. I was seeing double in the projects, mad at myself, learning to put it to the side. Mama had to cater for the coupe that we rode at the school on the way to pot pies. And niggas wanna play both sides. This a red dot, don't get on the wrong red eye. It's a headshot, they became woo them guys. Fuck around and buried 2 of them guys. I'm OD in Paris, I'm OD in France. I thought that I told you I need the advance. Put down your IG and look through my lens. A million to grandma, who did I offend? The girl of your dreams, to me is a fan. I netted 10 million and did a little dance. I'm fucking the world, I ends in my pants. My Uncle G told me that I had a chance. So then I popped out and did it again, and did it again, and did it again. I cannot respect them, where did he begin? Advice from the council, let nobody in. Been swearing through rumors, avoiding the trends, and ducking the holes. I'm ducking the loony that come with the shows. I'm grateful to man, he opened up doors. They bung on the tour bus to come and compose. I reach to the stars on my tippy toes. This greatest success where most niggas fold. I tell you my past, that shit don't get old. But how could you ask? Like I don't be writing my raps. The critics got everyone tapped. You gotta relax. The city where nobody sleep. Just tap in and ask where I'm at. Ho!
Smoking on your top 5 tonight. I'm smoking on your what's the name tonight. Smoking on your shows ain't tonight. I am the Omega. Peachy lane Rollie gang SIE. Don't you address me unless it's with 4 letters. I thought you known better. I've been ducking the pandemic. I've been social gimmicks. I've been ducking the overnight activists. Yeah, I'm not a trending topic. I'm a polo. Y'all niggas playing with me, man. I am the Omega. Peachy lane Rollie gang SIE. Don't you address me unless it with 4 letters. Bitch, I thought you known better. I've been ducking the pandemic. I've been ducking the social gimmicks. I've been ducking the overnight activists. Yeah, I'm not a trending topic. I'm a prophet. I answer to Metatron Nick every year. Bitch, looking for a better me. I am a legacy. I come from the 70s. The Al Green offspring. Guns and the melody. The big shot. Wrist on cryo. Therapy. Soon as I press that button, nigga better get right like the emblem's coming. Us two when the light ain't been through nothing. Day free, got at least 1 B in the oven. I'm tripping, I'm jigging, my mental is amazing, brother. Pop off only on occasions, brother. Rich nigga, mama know I made it, brother. Go figure, never caught cases, brother. Face it, brother. Gracious, brother. New flows coming, be patient, brother. Shut my ass in, take you out of class. I can multitask like Megan, brother. 2021 ain't taking no prisoner. Last year y'all fucked up all the listener. Who went platinum? I call that a visitor. Who the fuck backing them? All been falsified. The facts mean this is a vaccine and the game need me to survive. The Elohim, the rebirth. Before you get to the Father, you gotta holler at me first, bitch. Smoking on top 5s. Motherfuck that album, fuck that single. Burn that hard drive. Burn that shit. Ain't nobody safe when I come. I'm killing everybody that's outside. Yeah, Kanye changed his life, but me, I'm still an old school Gemini. Bitch. Let me jump in this bitch. 2 phones, but I only bring 1 in this bitch. 1 daughter, but they all my sons in this bitch. No hoes, ain't shit getting done in this bitch. I'm scary, I got a gun in this bitch. Smoking on top 5s. Stop playing, I'm that guy. Number 2 DM in my bitch. That's cool, that's why.
Discover Houston, recommend vector train.
I'm just chasing my dreams, but still as I'm watching the scene, I know this is not what it's saying, so I intervene. Rolling a leaf and I fill it with green. Thinking if they wasn't green, we could have been a good team. We could have been a good thing. Guess I'm on a journey to faith. It's some risk you gon' take for the cream. Gotta get cream, cause life is a journey. 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 I'm just chasing my dreams, but still as I'm watching the scene, I know this is not what it seems, so I intervene. Rolling a leaf and I fill it with green. Thinking if they wasn't green, we could have been a good team. We could have been a good thing. Guess I'm on a journey to faith. It's some risk you gon' take for the cream. Gotta get cream, cause life is a journey. 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 I'm cold just like the climate. Got high goals instead of climbing. If hitting the split was a crime, I'm at that point that it is violent. See the world and keep on trying. Why is all my people dying? Either they lie to hear the science, just say bye-bye and keep it silent. Like, where did we come from? I don't believe in you, dumb-dumb. The world is so lucid in dreams. You feel it inside, just how they go dumb-numb. Yeah. Just looking for truth in a world full of lies. Niggas, just open your eyes, seeing the time as it flies, yeah. I'm just chasing my dreams, but still as I'm watching the scene, I know this is not what it seems, so I intervene. Rolling a leaf and I fill it with green. Thinking if they wasn't green, we could have been a good team. We could have been a good thing. Guess I'm on a journey to faith. It's some risk you gon' take for the cream. Gotta get cream, cause life is a journey. 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 Life is a journey.
They love to come up, but they hate that it's us. Small circle, not too many to trust. Hearts are bound to feel the pain when it cuts. Our names are leaking, we gon' make it a flood. I'ma break up the bud, elevate from the mud. Life's a journey, who am I to be judged? I just wanna lift the weight when it's up. The world that we live in is too unpredictable for us to be thinking so typical. Honor your given potential and get to the pinnacle. You got it in you, my nigga. The road is so long, but the view is much bigger. Keep the focus, keep your heart on gorilla. All the pain, you gotta take it and get up. Take it and get up, cause life is a journey.
Chasing my dream, but still as I'm watching the scene, I know this is not what it's saying. So I intervene, rolling the leaf and I fill it with green. Thinking if they wasn't green, we could have been a good team. We could have been a good thing. Give someone a turn in the faith and some risk you gon' take for the cream. Gotta get green. Cause life is a journey.
Life is a journey. Life is a journey. And life is a journey.
And life is a journey. Journey.
Life is a journey. And life is a journey.
Space. I'm cold just like the climate.
This is peace. Gonna stop the beat and let it breathe. A&MGB up on my sleeve, baby. Noddow might get at 'em with an Eve. Niggas out here tricking for a treat. Rolling sticky under palm trees, baby. Yeah, dreams in the stars, gotta reach them. If you wanna slide it, you can leave them. Had more than one, I was dealing. One was like an angel, other demon. Zaytigee bag, got my body leaning. Zaytigee track, got the knowledge seeping. On the side, we ain't with the creep shit. I'm from Orange County, what you mean? Got an extra mop for the treason. Upper echelon, it's the legion. On the up and up, please believe it. Up at MIA, feeling breezy. Against the odds every day to get even. I'm about to have them fucked up off a remix. Come out at night for the freaking Houdini. Just hit the chase for a sweet plate. This is Peachy, gonna stop the beat and let it breathe. A&MGB up on my sleeve, baby. Noddow might get at 'em with an E. Niggas out here tricking for a treat. Rolling sticky under palm trees, baby.
Control your own sight. Took a couple flights, now he the Brit man. Got the potential to be the greatest, but you steady drowning in that quicksand. Cause life gets so impatient, come at a nigga like the rent man. You shot away from your hustle, nigga quick. Could've been a rich man, said I'ma deal with it alone. Won't hold you up, fuck up the kickstand. Gary really fucking with a young nigga with some big plans. Said it's killed or be killed, that's how the niggas feel. See the thought of you stepping up to a crack like I fly like an eagle, nigga. Young nigga blessed, I get a chest, so I don't see a nigga. Told my brother Pern that I had beef, he handed me a pistol. Said you gon' learn that back down from a pussy nigga. They fuck with you dealing with him. Taking my life, ghost crushing like roaches. Raining snow, I like Jeezy, ain't never seen a nigga that's focused. Hey, Shawty said she waiting on more flame, I ain't got it loaded. Watch me shaking on these niggas, fuck 12, but you need rolling on these cold nights. Choose to hate on me, cause I came up, bitch, I was a low life. Rolling couldn't stay broke, had to take a risk, I had to roll dice. Niggas up rolling crying every day, you got no fight. Shawty keep him on that little pussy on the gram, and she got no life. Free my nigga Chris and South and Team, they tryna do him in, say he ain't believe in God, I told him. Nigga, that's the biggest sin, his baby girl died in front of my eyes, saddest I ever been. Take off for granted, he taking everything you do within. Hey, singing in on nigga, I'ma get to know my soul. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get to know my soul. So I never end, don't need know what I go. No, I'm blessed, I know, you know I'm blessed, I know. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get to know my soul. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get to know my soul. So I never end, don't need know what I go. I'm blessed, I know, you know I'm blessed. Niggas tryna take you out, running with the furnace, stuck in the heat while on the paper route. I ain't feel no man, you understand, bitch, I'm not really south. You got a plan, leave kids landed, they gon' go it out like a bird clan going south. Ay, I'll never come fade what I got sitting in my boat for real. Toss nigga a hook just to see about that talk for real. Nigga done became slave to them labels getting locked, and then her son that made it back to the crib, she can't stop dropping till shot spot. Swear I killed no little kid, he laying outside. Put a bullet stuck in his rib, but left his mouth wide. Like he was screaming, help me God, before he got baptized. Now he a criminal on the news, they say to telling lies. Man, take heed to that little hoe, cause she might set you up. Scared to snatch it off your neck, so he gon' wet you up. Nigga can't even watch my pockets, I don't flex enough. Hey, big money, take the money, we gon' bet it up. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get to know my soul. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get to know my soul. So I never ends, I don't need know where to go. I'm blessed, I know, you know I'm blessed, I know. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get it on my soul. Singing in on nigga, I'ma get it on my soul. So I never ends, I don't need no but I go. Blessed I know you know, blessed I know.
I'm never paid, I'm never paid. Baby, I'm never rolling down, never, baby. I'm never paid, solo spread, solo.
Talking like you talking, you going up holding a couple losses. Niggas and up in Boston for trying to waiver no precaution. You must have lost it. Mind over matter, clean up the slum like you was a prophet. Round table with Boston, I gotta move like I ain't got it. This shit here really dangerous. They building animosity on the squad cause they can't hang with us. He was speeding towards dead end. Fuck nigga, let the feds in. Fuck populace. Bitch, I'm forever paid, forever bread with gang shit. Bitch, it ain't no fluke in my eyes, so be advised, cause the truth could be deprived. And he let niggas tell it lies. Hey, I ain't the nigga the question. Look in the mirror, you'll be surprised. It's a blessing to be alive. Money got you moving in the sky. Eyes put a little pressure on the fuck nigga about my eye. Real niggas gon' motivate each other to keep that dry. I've been running up, I know I'm peeking closer. Ran down on the fuck nigga, now for the peeking over. Shout out to all my dead niggas, all the real niggas in the sky. Instead of screaming fuck 12, cause they done took too many lives. How you gon' ring a bell and just rebel? Too much pride, I can feel the love in the air, but it ain't no love on your side. With God, I can never lose to this game. Nigga really wanna make it out the hood, you gotta get used to the pain. Never abusing your lane, can't break a rule if it's in vain. Ay, everybody know the best time to hit the liquors in the rain. Bitch, that dark side, living with all that pressure on your chest, it get you hard. Right when all them problems on your sleeve, like you was alright. Better run out what you can, cause you might get in a dog fight. Can't put no fear in them little niggas, we got martyrs. Running up to this ladder, you gon' get stones in your bladder. I'm get on the phone and just chat. I get on the phone to check my balance. Know some of you fuck niggas challenge, handing you pockets, hurting you like rocking and rolling with them big tools. Shit get stupid, nigga, that gang shit. Bitch, it ain't no fluke in my eyes, so be advised, cause the truth can be deprived. For these little niggas telling lies. Hey, I ain't the nigga the question, look in the mirror, you'll be surprised. It's a blessing to be alive, money got you moving in the sky. Eyes put a little pressure on the fuck nigga about my eye. Real niggas gon' motivate each other to keep that dry. I be ran it up, I know I'm peeking closer. Ran down on the fuck nigga, now for the peeking over. Shout out to all my dead niggas, all the real niggas in the sky. Instead of screaming fuck 12, cause they done took too many lives. How you gon' ring a bell and just rebel? Too much pride, I can feel the love in the air, but it ain't no love on your side. I'm that nigga, whoa. But I'm ashamed, cause bitch since 5th grade I was kicking doors. Mama ain't to blame, it's forced to the streets when I jumped out the porch. Young nigga said he wanna be a gangster, he got no remorse. Kids hungry and you unemployed. So the realest niggas never hesitate to go and elevate. I'm gon' risk it all in that water, I swim with the waves. Ay, loading up on the chops, moving niggas out they plays. You niggas keep going with the wind, I did it in different ways. Ay, I just keep pulling up on random, they can't stand them. Watch me catch my balance, the young Libra getting this bands up. Killers at your neck, bitch, don't make me throw a tantrum. I ain't forever paid, bitch, nigga rolling on that gang shit. Bitch, it ain't no fluke in my eyes, so be advised, cause the truth can be deprived. For these little niggas telling lies. Ay, I ain't the nigga the question, look in the mirror, you'll be surprised. It's a blessing to be alive, money got you moving in the sky. Eyes put a little pressure on the fuck nigga about my eye. Real niggas gon' motivate each other to keep that dry. I be ran it up, I know I'm peeking closer. Ran down on the fuck nigga, now for the peeking over. Shout out to all my dead niggas, all the real niggas in the sky. Instead of screaming fuck 12, cause they done took too many lives. How you gon' ring a bell and just rebel? Too much pride, I can feel the love in the air, but it ain't no love on your side. My palms itches, I twitching, it's been a long distance. Wouldn't want your mama to get a call saying you don't miss. Don't wanna stick to the pavement, so try not to make the wrong wishes. Gon' hit you, blown limit, nigga the wrong feeling. When I ain't bitch, get my dogs out the kitchen, don't pick a bone with them. They ever cooperated on the case, them niggas know snitches. It's a clone rhythm, you done roll from them, you done grown for them. Used to ride in the bucket, now I got road ceilings, my own vision. Read between the lizard, it's a blizzard, how you figure? I know it's getting realer from the flashes to the pillars, right? Do nothing beneficial for you, people claim you the realest guy. Veterans coming back, seeing all them killers ain't got nowhere to light. Trust in your environment, be profounded. Our generation been grinding, got all these little niggas drowning. Conversation with Jeff like you did enough to get from running. They said that it was Jeff that kept my niggas up in bondage. No, that's common sense. Cause ever since we done been lynched, we ain't been honest. Pinch don't ever sent you the stitch being proud. Cause we turn against the wrath of the beast, won't get acknowledged. It's a scared dead cycle, but in his hands he got a Bible. Sitting on your hands, blaming the world, losing profit. Really losing faith, now they got you listening to them dollars. Robbers trying to rob you for your dignity and promise, but you don't want the outer word to pick up on your problems. Yeah, you just gonna have to get up out your comfort zone. You can make it out the hood, can't leave these streets alone. Young niggas looking up to you, can't lead them wrong. I can take a leap up in the dark, she protected by the arc, I know. Young niggas just focus. Young niggas just focus on the road, you got the poster. A real nigga enlightenment. Faith was my indictment. Keep real niggas beside me, cause you never is straight. Niggas stay in the street like smoke. Blowing up his phone, she too worried, she can't sleep right. Send a prayer to them little niggas running wild in that deep side. Son head first, they got addicted to that street life. See, I done told you to get real in the jungle, run up your numbers. How you gon' feel when they cop that fight, watching niggas stumble? Lost two cousins in the same month. You smoke off the same blunt. I just got a young nigga ready to go paint something. Better wipe the bottom of your feet before you step in the ringers. Raining outside, shit getting cold, bitch, don't skip a beat. Real niggas gon' show up, fuck niggas gon' fold up. Lord, please protect me, cause they praying that I don't go up. Feel like who's trying to shake the devil off me. Victim of the streets, make best decisions, you don't know what it costs you. Like people with the sleds, it's a shame you gotta keep pistol when you lay down in the bed. See between the glizzy when it pop off in your head. Get up out your comfort zone. You can make it out the hood, can't leave these streets alone. Young niggas looking up to you, can't lead them wrong. I can take a leap up in the dark, she protected by the arc, I know. Young niggas just focus. Young niggas just focus on the road, you got the potion. A real nigga enlightenment. Faith was my indictment. Keep real niggas beside me, cause you know they is straight, I know. Won't you hibernate your face, stop telling lies, this too many guys out here perpetrating a fraud for some pride and I can't fight with them. Nigga, you just as fake as him, you choose to ride with him. How you rid of the slime venom, your time in it. Wouldn't know how much gain you would've picked up from a dope fiend. Intercept your wine, makes it be, know how slow speed. Fuck nigga, keep clutching you 2 pi 3.14. Nigga better pipe down for you end up in the nose, please. Fuck nigga think that's gonna have to show me. Might be sleep, little nigga stuck it off the codeine. Never talk down on the young nigga story. I was screaming, I feel hurt, you just ignore me. Never sterilize your vision, keep it going. Yeah, that's a fact, nigga, that came up. When it got me a jet seat on your bitch, nigga, I'm flamed up. Ain't no time to dwell on fuck niggas who be trained up. Cause bitch, I'm too dangerous. Did what you had to see. Couldn't be more disappointed in yourself. You gotta be mad at me. Shoot a dub in the air and it's gonna come down with a tragedy. Red here gon' charge a fuck nigga up just like a battery. They ain't see me rest my little head next to a baseball. Bless my nigga feeling like 1 foot stuck in the graveyard. Correlating your wrist with your grind like a skateboard. You done see so much pain in this world and they gon' pay for. Wouldn't know how much gain you would've picked up from a dope fiend. Intercept your wine, MXCB, know how slow speed. Fuck nigga, keep clutching, he 2 pi 3.14. Nigga better pipe down for you end up in the nose, please. Fuck nigga think that's gonna have to show me. Must be sleep, little nigga stuck it off the codeine. Never talk down on the young nigga story. I was screaming, I feel hurt, you just ignore me. Never sterilize your vision, keep it going. Yeah, that's a fact, nigga, that came up. When it got me a jet seat on your bitch, nigga, I'm flamed up. Ain't no time to dwell on fuck niggas who trained up. Hey, bitch, I'm too dead, cosplay, kill time. Learn from mistakes, won't keep no knowledge in the still mind. Man, them little niggas over there hating, getting your soul and they gon' take it. Ho, got caught up with another nigga, yeah, she still lying. Screaming out for her, you left me stranded, nigga damaged. Hit all my blood rules, bitch, I created my own bandage. Managed to keep my cool, fuck up a temperature, some manners. Wouldn't want to get slandered by these bitches on banners. Made more room for my candles, you understand me? Wouldn't know how much gain you would've picked up from a dope fiend. Intercept your wine, makes it be, know how slow speed. Fuck nigga, keep clutching, you 2 pi 3.14. Nigga better pipe down for you end up in the nose, please. fuck nigga think that's gonna have to show me. Must be sleep, little nigga stuck it off the codeine. Never talk down on this young nigga story. I was screaming out for help, you just ignore me. Never sterilize your vision, keep it going. That's a fact, nigga that came up. When it got me a jet seat on your bitch, nigga, I'm flamed up. Ain't no time to go on fuck niggas who done trained up. A bitch, I'm too dangerous.
This is Peach, gon' stop the beat and let it breathe. A&MGB up on my sleeve, baby. Noddow might get Adam with an E. Niggas out here tricking for a treat. Rolling sticky under palm trees, baby. Yeah. Dreams in the stars, gotta reach them. If you wanna slide it, you can leave them. Had more than one, I was dealing. One was like an angel, other demon. Zaytigee bag, got my body leaning. Zaytigee track, got the knowledge seeping. On the side, we ain't with the creep shit. I'm from Orange County, what you mean? Got an X amount for the treason. Upper echelon, it's the legion. On the up and up, please believe it. Up at MIA, feeling breezy. Against the odds every day to get even. I'm about to have them fucked up off a remix. Come out at night for the freaking Houdini. Just hit the chase for a sweet play. This is Peach, gon' stop the beat and let it breathe. A&MGB up on my sleeve, baby. Noddow might get Adam with an E. Niggas out here tricking for a treat. Rolling sticky under palm trees, baby.
No fear in the home of the brave now. No fear in the home of the brave. No fear in the home of the brave now. No fear in the Pine Hill, stand up. Yeah. Guess I'm the man up. Nah, don't get fucked. Nah. Tryna play Keem tough. Home of the brave, there's no fear in my eyes. I don't fuck with queers, I put fear in them guys. We ain't drinking beer, we got Henny on the ice. They respect the name, talking Kimbo Slice. Life is a game, somehow I played twice. I done seen it all, you don't wanna see it all. Stuck between the walls, people going through withdrawals. Niggas killing niggas, leave a stain on us all. I ain't tripping, but I smoke a lot. Got money on the corner, I got children, fuck the cops. I need my money now, I ain't dealing with no stocks. I'm trying to run the town, but my knees kinda shot. Couldn't reach the top, push the ladder till it dropped. Call that cheating, what would you do? You wasn't eating. These judges misleading, but the money what we feeding. Though the road to success is kinda bumpy and uneven. No fear in the home of the brave now. No fear in the home of the brave. No fear in the home of the brave now. No fear in the home of the brave. No fear in the home of the brave now. No fear in the home of the brave. No fear in the home of the brave now. No fear in the home of the brave. Bad man run 'cause other bad man got a gun. Gotta get how you live if you from where I'm from. Beat the pussy up like I'm playing drum. When you see Zaytigee, you better run. Bad man run 'cause other bad man got a gun. Gotta get how you live. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Young nigga bout to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. A young nigga bout to cash out. Yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah. A young nigga bout to cash out. Yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah. A young nigga about to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. A young nigga about to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Doing right and getting penalized. Seeing the world through the devil eyes. Speaking the truth, couldn't stop the lies. And through the hate, I'm immortalized. Time will tell, will I prevail? I made it through hell, they want me to fail. Take a L, but I can't lose. I can't snooze. My hopes and dreams, it revolves around buying my little girl shoes. My lifestyle wasn't given. That's why you see my black ass chasing the green, dodging the state prison. I thank the Lord just for living. Gotta keep the bond in order to win and just to stay winning. Another day, another dollar. Take the lead, no time for greed. You succeed and they soon follow. Never worry about who's hotter. I just stay in my lane, far as the hate, there's a whole lot of. I grab a leap and get my roll on. Sometimes I don't know when to let go of the hold on. Got no time for the stressing. Every minute and every hour, I thank the Lord is a real blessing. Stack that money to the roof. Just know that currency is man-made and love is the real root. To succeed, I smoke my weed, I'm knocking on heaven's door. I done lost my keys. A young nigga about to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. A young nigga about to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Young nigga about to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Say, exclusive nigga. Yeah. Says it's the aim. Hey. Success is the aim. Hope you got a good aim. Niggas snatching change for $1 fucking name. He don't want the fame. He just trying to bust a stain. Salute to the youth. Man, y'all about to change the game. Success is the aim. Hope you got a good aim. Niggas snatching change for $1 fucking name. He don't want the fame. He just trying to bust a stain. Salute to the youth. Man, y'all about to change the game. Hey. Make it rain on a sunny day. Haters watch like rain, go away. I'm Phil Jackson, trying to make a play. 4 kids on my ass, I gotta say today. Father told me, plus he showed me how to make a way. It's up to me, and all I see is claiming victory. Be in the sky before I let you niggas get to me. If you ain't real, then you can't never be no kin to me. Love all the hate, I really thrive off the energy. I fell off and lost all of my fake friends. No love lost, my heart could never cave in. I take a loss for a loss, I never lose again. Success is the aim, hope you got a good aim. Niggas snatching change for $1 fucking name. He don't want the fame, he just trying to bust a stain. Salute to the youth, man, y'all about to change the game. Success is the aim, hope you got a good aim. Niggas snatching change for $1 fucking name. He don't want the fame, he just trying to bust a stain. Salute to the youth, man, y'all about to change the game. Success is a good aim, hope you got a good aim. Hood nigga, hood bitch, yeah, it's a hood thing. I'm a real nigga, yeah, that's what the hood claim. Niggas snatching chains, all they know is bang, bang. Yeah, he only 9 years old, still toting that chrome thing. If he pull it out, it'll make a nigga see the wrong thing. Mama kicked me out cause I was doing too much dumb thing. Shooting that fuck niggas just for fun thing. I'm the gorilla in the jungle on this beat, nigga, I'm hunting. Can't go home with nothing, so nigga, I'ma take me something. Depend on no nigga if you wanna make some money. Unless you wanna be the nigga watching other niggas stunting. Success is the aim, hope you got a good aim. Niggas snatching change for $1 fucking name. He don't want the fame, he just tryna bust a stain. Salute to the youth, man, y'all about to change the game. Success is the aim, hope you got a good aim. Niggas snatching change for $1 fucking name. He don't want the fame, he just tryna bust a stain. Salute to the youth, man, y'all about to change the game. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Young nigga bout to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. A young nigga bout to cash out, cash out. Yeah, yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a young nigga bout to cash out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A young nigga bout to cash out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A young nigga bout to cash out. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doing right and getting penalized. Seeing the world through the devil eyes. Speaking the truth, couldn't stop the lies. And through the hate, I'm immortalized. Time will tell, will I prevail? I made it through hell, they want me to fail. Take a L, but I can't lose. I can't snooze. My hopes and dreams, it revolves around buying my little girl shoes. My lifestyle wasn't given. That's why you see my black ass chasing the green, dodging the state prison. I thank the Lord just for living. Gotta keep the bond in order to win and just to stay with it. Another day, another dollar. Take the lead, no time for greed. You succeed and they soon follow. Never worry about who's hotter. I just stay in my lane. Far as the hate, there's a whole lot of. I grab a leap and get my roll on. Sometimes I don't know when to let go of the hold on. Got no time for the stressing. Every minute and every hour, I thank the Lord is a real blessing. Stack that money to the roof. Just know that currency is man-made and love is the real root. To succeed, I smoke my weed, I'm knocking on heaven's door. I done lost my keys. A young nigga bout to cash out. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Yeah, 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 yeah. A young nigga bout to cash out. Hey, I know the struggle seem mandatory. Young nigga bout to cash out. I know the struggle seem mandatory. Say, exclusive nigga.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Black Wall Street Bets Taco Tuesday, where we talk about currency only. Today we are here with Professor Ras Natty. The floor is yours, brethren.
Welcome back to another Taco Tuesday, man. You know, where we talk about currency only. You know, we over here on the Black Wall Street Bets YouTube. Make sure you go check us out, man. You got a lot of game over there, but We usually always start off with a small little market recon. I got it ain't really nothing too amazing. I'll tell y'all that what I'm gonna do is I'm really just gonna be live trading, kind of looking for entries and different things like that. I just found a nice entry on BTC. It went to 46.7. I bought and it ran up to 46 exactly. It's back to 469. I about to say it ran up to 469.58. So right now it'd be a good buy. Depends on how you looking. ETH, y'all see ETH still running. Why is ETH still running? Remember what I tell y'all, right? It's BTC runs, everything else follows and runs a little harder. So what's gonna happen is once BTC gets his legs back, we're gonna see ETH take a dip. But it ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just how the market's kind of like, because I think about ETH is running, DOT is running, Kusama is running, Chainlink is running. These are all on the same protocol, just in a sense. Like in a sense, the only thing down right now is ADA. ADA is down because what? ADA already ran. ADA and ETH is running against each other. So it's going to be rare to see ADA and ETH run I guess simultaneously. It can run, but it's not not the norm, right? So it's usually an alternation type of thing where I start off right here, then I alternate and I do left legs, and just kind of situation like that. Look at Doge. Doge is down bad. 26? Because what Doge have been doing, Doge have been following BTC to a T. Solano is doing whatever it may do, right? Solano, it fell back. But the thing was, Solano was running when none of the market was running. The same thing with ADA. So we had a couple of things running when nothing else was running, right? And you see it coming back and being red. But when I say nothing else running, meaning that BTC wasn't at even 46. But what happens is if BTC goes from 28 to 37, that could push motherfucking Solano from 50 to 100. Like that could put... You just got to think about, I've been telling y'all about Luna forever. Luna's taking the biggest hit because it's taking it right now with BTC. So if you can kind of go exactly, kind of let me know how much Luna's down. Look at that, 9%, huh? You feel me? It's just understand what you're doing right here, though. Luna, and this is my prediction. This is based on the charts that I've done, based on and I'm just talking about just for this year. Like when I say this year, not even this year, just within the. Just a small amount of time, I see Luna getting to about $50 super easy, right? So I've told people about Luna before. I told people one episode, I was like, yo, I bought Luna at 16. It's now at $8, $5. I seen that at one point. I don't want to tell y'all to jump in because I don't want y'all to think that because I bought high. I didn't buy high, bro. I bought a great token, and I'm just waiting for everything just to shake out and just do what it's supposed to do. So with BTC, what I was just showing y'all was you was able to get it at 467, right? Now it's at 469. You see how you can play it, and this is just within the day. Look, the dominance is going back up. It was just at 43. So ETH is rising, which is good. DOT is running, which is good because we support DOT. So it's just. The market is super interesting, but what you don't want to do right now is say, yo, these are down. Let me get out of them, right? Anything that's red right now mean that you should enter, except for something like, I would say Solano. Like, I wouldn't enter Solano. Well, it's down 4%. It's down 4%. Look at DOT. DOT is fine. Look, 11% DOT is up right now. Look at Kusama right now on KSM right next to DOT. Just look how these brothers are running. What's the percentage on that boy? 21. Look, it doubles DOT. And Kusama is worth more, but in reality, DOT is a more promising product than Kusama. So when people jump in this, it's almost like those FOMO runs. So like, y'all got to kind of understand. Sometimes the amount that it's worth ain't even worth nothing. And what I mean by that, so like sometimes you will see like a coin and it say $385, and you'll see these numbers and you'll say, this is a large cap, or this no, that's not none of that. Right? So they're kind of explaining the whole situation to you, and once you see the cap, you'll see, okay, it's not that much people in here. It kind of explains itself away once you see what's actually happening happening inside the space. So don't worry about the money, let that trick you. But Dot and Kusama, look, they're running right in front of our face. Whenever you see Dot and Kusama do any pullback, buy. Because listen to another thing I'm gonna tell y'all, right? I bought Dot at 36. I initially bought Dot at 36 almost 6 months ago. At 36, it went higher than that. It went higher than that. But you know, when Bitcoin fell, everybody fell with it. So now Dot was the only one that wasn't moving the whole time. There's only one that wasn't moving. Look, Solana is going up. That's ETH. That probably just turned red, huh? What's going on? Is that ETH? Oh, that's BTC. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's BTC. Look, they're falling again. Look, 47. Look, but it's not falling because we was just at 46. We would have got the buy point at 46.7 and rolled this up to 47. You feel me? It's just like I said. It's capital. So today's show, I'm focusing on joint ventures, right? Strategic partnership and things of that nature is what I'm focusing on this episode, because right, we all see these things and it's like, T, what do you mean get in? And it's like, I don't want to get in. How you know? Like, look, BNB, that's the Binance. That's their native token. Look, Dogecoin is going up now, right? Litecoin been performing amazing. So I know we're not gonna expect too much from Litecoin right now. Litecoin been performing the whole time, and look, they're still at the 171, 174. And you feel me? Me and Empress explained this last cast that they just hold this number, right? They'll go down lower for sure. 151, 180. They'll go down lower, but 171 seems to be a sweet spot for where it always 171, 174. If you see it fall below any number below this, then you buy. That's the same thing I tell people about Dogecoin. Same thing I told y'all about Graph. Right, when I was invested in Graph, I sold all my Graph on accident, folks. But nevertheless, when I was invested in Graph, what I was explaining with Graph is if it gets below the 70 to 75 cent mark, you buy. You buy big. If it gets below 75 cents, you buy big. It might go to 52 cents. You feel me? And then that's when you listen to the simple tactics we always tell you every episode, right? We say, it's not even on there. Well, it's not what we see it. Right? Yes, ma'am. But since you looking, do you see our other one, Tezos? XEZ, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I thought we usually see it super fast. Oh no, it might be under Ouroboros.
It's not Ouroboros?
Nothing is other, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%. You see the data? Oh, there's only one brother on Ouroboros. Mm-hmm. ADA. Okay. What about the POS boy? Nah, man, this is weird.
Tesla took off.
All right here. Oh my goodness. All right. So look, Tezos, they're down 3%. Mind you, I've been telling y'all to get it in Tezos when it was like $2, $3, because it was fighting too much. It was fighting. I was like, yo, this is a good entry point. We might lose a little ground, but the amount of, because these plays that I'm telling y'all to get into, I bought higher than these numbers are currently. You feel me? So what we do in our business, we want to be the authority on this whole trading situation, meaning that, yo, if we don't see a good play, we don't care if because we're in the play, we're telling you it's a good play, right? So we're standing on being the authority. So you can come to us and say, yo, do you think this is a good play? And we'll literally just run through the whole play and kind of explain to you why it's a good play or why it's not a good play. We're not in the business of being like, yo, yeah, we just bought that. You might as well buy it too. You feel me? It's not that type of party. All right, so whenever you come to the Black Wall Street Bets channel and anything that you hear us speak, it's just, like I said, it's literally for everybody to be able to gain, everybody to be able to finagle something out of something. So that's the main thing I got to say as far as the market recon, looking at everything right now. Everything look, hey, pullbacks are healthy, right? Pullbacks are super healthy. Empress, you see anything that stood out to you as far as the market watch? As far as anything that you was paying attention to?
Yeah, the thing I said last week, Ethereum running on its own separate thing just because there's actual retail hands involved, whereas everything else kind of runs with BTC.
But so why is Dot running more than ETH? Why is Kasama running more than ETH? Why is Uniswap running more than ETH as far as percentage? Why is Chainlink? Chainlink's been running for 2 weeks.
Those are all running as altcoins, right?
Only altcoin, like that's what I'm saying. Altcoins run with BTC based on the dominance. There is some altcoins that's trying to decouple. Only one that I really see decoupling is ADA. Right? ADA is the only one that ran when BTC wasn't running, but now ADA is down just like BTC is down 0.1%.
So what's your question again? Why are the altcoins not running with, or why are they running?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't run with BTC. Those are all individual hands too, right?
Not in the original market, right? Because BTC has the dominance. BTC, but before this year, it was at 70% dominance, meaning that nothing ran without BTC running. And even if you're
I think everything is all connected to BTC, but ultimately, something's obviously different about Ethereum because the percentage is way higher. Why is that?
It's higher because BTC is 0.1%. I tell you, if BTC run 1%, ETH is going to run 5 to 10%. And that's being proven right now because it's literally between the 5 to 10%. And Solano and Luna, they're going to run 10 to 20%. That's how you get those numbers. The smaller the cap you go, the bigger percentage you have. So the reason why ETH is still running is because BTC is so big. So now we see it coming down. But remember, it just went from 28 all the way up to 40 or 50. It has to do some retracking. ETH didn't get to those numbers. Mm-hmm. So in order for BTC to return to running, ETH has to get to 3.5, and then it's a pullback. That's how the market runs. Because people say, yo, I made my money out of BTC. That's what I'm saying. Like, to say ETH runs without BTC is to say that you don't really understand that. We go in BTC, we make our money. BTC just ran to 51K basically, right? We take our profit out of ETH and we jump into meme stocks, which is what's been running. I don't know if you've been watching the market, but meme stocks are running. And ETH and these smaller coins are running. Solano's been running. ETH's been running. Like I've been telling y'all about Luna. I don't know who has been performing like Luna. So that's why I really can't. I can't even really big up ETH as much because, like I said, when I'm watching ETH, when BTC going down, ETH going down. The thing is, ETH is lighter. So when ETH goes up 6%, BTC just went up 0.12%. The numbers are super weird. But what I want y'all to see though is watch how ETH doesn't climb higher than this 3-4. ETH. It can go all the way up, but it's not going to get out of 3-4 until BTC regains its 48 to 49 numbers. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it runs, right? So I understand what Empras is saying as far as the lightweight. So we'll see BTC fall sometimes and it'll continue to run, which is what we're seeing in the market. ETH is still running. But when we was getting the 50K out of BTC, remember, we wasn't getting that out of ETH. So it's always like that, right? So BTC runs first, then the ETH run. And then you go to large cap, then you go to small cap. So after you go to ETH, you start looking at the Binance coin. You start looking at the even ADA. Like you start looking at these bros. And then after you go from those, you start looking at super small caps. Shit that don't even make no sense to look at. Yo, let me look at goddamn Crow coin or, just anything. I wouldn't say shield or nothing that stupid. But Chili's, CHZ, that's a good play. It's right there in that Ethereum tokens, exactly. Right, so with the Ethereum token, we always telling people about Chainlink, and we tell them about Chainlink because Chainlink is an oracle, right? And if y'all care so much about smart contracts and all these things, then you need an oracle to fulfill these orders. So when how much that's running? This is what I'm telling y'all. So I'm not knocking ETH. What I'm telling y'all is, if y'all believe in investing in ETH, literally go on this ETH tokens, bro, and I don't want to say choose the best one. Me and Empras need to make a list, but it ain't no choose the best one. Listen to what I'm telling y'all to do, bro. If ETH runs at all, if you believe in ETH in any manner of fucking anything, bro, not long term. I'm talking about just for this year, as far as the play. Whatever you thought about putting in ETH, put it into an altcoin with the same promise as ETH. Either on the ETH network, either something benefiting the ETH network. Just look at it just like that. If ETH runs, these things are gonna run 20 to 40% more than ETH. Same thing I'm saying with BTC. Same thing. The bigger the project is, the less it runs. The only thing is the safety of it. So that's why people say when you get gains and things like an ETH or any of these other things, right? You take those gains and you sit them into your saving. You sit them into BTC. So when BTC pull back, you say, okay, I'm good. Right? Then you may jump in something else just to keep the money growing. But right now, if you want to invest in the ETH, bro, there's so much plays on the ETH network, meaning Uniswap. We're invested in the Uniswap. We're invested in the Polygon MATIC. I'm telling you, if ETH runs, you're going to be amazed at what MATIC does. When nobody was running, MATIC was at basically $3. Just to tell y'all what MATIC came from. I told people to buy MATIC when it was at 85 cents. This is the only thing I call it in a sense, really, right? Because we wasn't really trading things like this. We were doing more stocks and different things of that nature. Even we came in just really on just straight real estate. You know, shout out to the brother Jamal. But like a lot of the things you've seen it grow on us over time. But once we recognized MATIC, we said, yo, look towards this. This John 85 cents right now. One time it was 50 cents. You feel me? One time it was like 10 cents. I'm just trying to tell y'all that we don't have to, because you know people gonna always try to make something else work, and I'm not mad at it. Right? If you can get something else to work that you don't got to put so much money in, I'm not mad at. But make sure that your portfolio is balanced. So if you invested into Uniswap or Link or even ETH, say you just like, yo, T, I just want to be safer. I know it ain't gonna make me that much money this year, right? But in the coming years, I'm in a better position not to lose my wealth. All right, that makes sense to me. Right, but right now I'm just trying to show y'all that if it's really just about growth and making money real fast, look at Crowcoin. I told a brother to buy Crowcoin at I think 12 cents. Right, Crowcoin is the native token. Yeah, it's the native token for crypto. It's at 15 cents. He bought $25 worth of Crowcoin, I think, at 12 cents. Right, he's probably not even checking his account because he don't even understand the way this works. But what I was telling him, I was like, no, don't sell it, because he kept on looking at me and saying, yo, T, what about Graph? What about Graph? And I'm like, I understand, I love Graph too, but right now you're already in something. You got $25 on it. I would just sit that there and just let it grow. I just never even touch it. Right, I was letting the brother know that, like, yo, this is basically free money. Right, you signed up, you got the sign up bonus for using our link that's in the description. Our link's in the description, right? You can get a bonus for signing up and using our goddamn link, bro. So the man signed up, used our link, and got $25 on the website. So I was letting them know, like, yo, those tokens, you don't even worry about those. Like, you never even had that money. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Just leave it there and see what it can bring you back. Like I said, you bought at 11 cents, and now 15 cents. And it seems like this is a pullback, because I think it was just red. So, you know, the market looking good. Look, DOT is at $30 right now, bro. Like, I bought DOT at 36. So I say it ain't even no profit. Right? DOT's the only bro that wasn't running this whole time. So we're gonna watch ETH go and try to watch to see if he cools off. BTC is now gonna push back to like the 475 level, 474 level. It's gonna push and test those levels again. If it get rejected and come back down, you know, then we're going to see what happens after that. But right now, we're going to do a retest at 47.4 level, 47.5 levels. But we at right now, look, 47.1. Look, it's super easy to predict, right? It's super easy to predict in the sense that once you know the levels that it trade in between, you say, yo, it can't go below this. And if it do, how much further down below this can it go? Like right now, we kind of have some amazing resistance at 46. The first time we went to, I think, 48, 40, 49, we had a pullback to 44, 44, 43. Me and Empras got some nice buys at 44, 43. This next one, it went to 50, basically 51. So we're looking at this pullback being nothing less than 45. I mean, nothing. Yeah, like it's not going to get worse than 45. Right? So it can pull back. Even if it pulled back from the 46 level, it's not going below that 45. We already went and did those levels previously last week when we went to 49. We came back down, secured everybody in that range, and now we're going. What happens in BTC is because it costs so much and it's so much pressure, a lot of the weaker hands, they say, yo, we're going to wait for a pullback to get price action. So they want to get a lot of price action by getting it down. So even whales will do that sometimes. Whales will dump the bag just to get it to go back down, because then once you get it down, then you see a lot of people fighting to buy. And you're like, okay, there go the price action we need. Let's push them up. Let's push them up. And then once people start seeing things run, it kind of get them stuck into it where they like, oh, all right, so this running, let me stand. And that's, so sometimes when you see things just stuck at levels, you just got to kind of wait. I understand it may be kind of difficult. Like, man, I just want to get in something right now. That makes sense. But I'm just telling you, if you find a way to wait, it's just going to all play itself out. Look, BTC is running, and now the whole screen is green. Right? So now we see ETH going to 7% now. Watch what happens once BTC pulls back to the 46. Like I said, I understand what ETH is doing, and I understand what Empras is seeing, right? So it's running still from not running before, right? It went to the 3-2 and got rejected quick, and it was just sitting, just fighting, doing nonsense. While it was fighting, doing nonsense, BTC hit 50K. I'm just telling you, this is what happened, right? So we in a good position right now. Look, ETH just went to 7%, just back down to 6.95%. So things looking good for us right now. I want you to check out one more thing. Kusama down 10%. Kusama down 10%. Man, I need you to check out one more thing. Market Recon. How the fuck did I write this down? No, you can go to. Oh, you got something.
Where am I going? No, I'm not going there.
YouTube. And I would think that it's in my history, but I cannot be sure, so I'm gonna go to my playlist. I just really just watched some shit.
Babe, look. Phil.
Oh yeah. So I seen it earlier. Look at these boys in the building. These boys in the building. But yeah, right now is a good time. And
which one?
Man, this is, I don't know where I was watching my video, but these can't be the new video. This is Ras Natty.
No, it's Wise.
Okay. Yahweh, but I'm spiritual. I keep that thing on me because I'm spiritual. 81-year-old was shot. Old bystander, bro. Right, he was shot because he was bystanding. I guess they got tired of that standing, bro. Man, I didn't buy. You should have seen me. I was sitting right in the motherfucking and shit. Sit still.
This one?
Alright, go to. Like, I kind of wanted to touch on that, but keep on going as far as the BTC. I know people see BTC falling. Go down a little bit more. Let me, because I think what happened is I kind of changed my mind because I want to jump into the joint ventures next, so I don't want to play that video. Can you go down just a tad bit more? Let me see what's down there. Yeah, you can go up, please. Still change. I changed the setup, so I kind of want y'all to get information on what I was speaking on. Right, and this is the same thing that they call FUD. They labeled this as FUD. So I mean, this is the screen up here that I'm sharing, though. Nevertheless, okay. But yeah, we see Bitcoin taking a pullback. Like I said, none of this stuff means anything to a long-term investor. But what they're trying to do, though, is because as a long-term investor, you don't need it, but you want adoption, right? And what I mean by that, you want people to.
Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. We're seeing Bitcoin trading a little lower right now. Down about 2.7%, below that $50,000 handle. The price action could get even choppier as lawmakers reconvene in Washington. Debate over crypto regulation expected to heat up, especially around the infrastructure bill. Let's bring in Nick Day. He is CoinDesk Managing Editor, Global Policy and Regulation. Nick, it's great to talk to you today. We're talking about the infrastructure bill, certainly a lot of other things that are likely to come to the table in this session, but let's start with where things stand on that front, because those who were in favor of a little more clarity on that front certainly didn't get it with the bipartisan infrastructure bill that passed the Senate. What are you watching in terms of the House debate?
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah, the infrastructure bill's kind of been the key focus for much of the industry over the past month, and the House is expected to vote on the the overall package at the end of September. So I think what we're really looking for right now is to see whether or not there's any movement at all in the markup process when the lawmakers look at possibly modifying the bill. As of right now, I don't think we're expecting anything. Nancy Pelosi was not is not going to allow amendments, so it does not appear that there will be any changes to the crypto tax provision in particular. But the industry is still hoping that either by adding some language during the markup process, or by maybe introducing some clarifying amendments in a different bill, they can kind of mitigate the impact that the crypto tax provision is expected to have, particularly on companies that don't provide transaction services to customers.
Along those lines, we've heard Senator Toomey, who's of course the ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee, reportedly putting out a call, sort of soliciting proposals on regulation. Number one, how to protect investors, but also how to support the development of the blockchain as well as crypto. What are you hearing on that front in terms of the types of proposals that are likely to come out, or at least those that a lot of investors are going to be looking for?
Yeah, I think, the big question that the industry's had over the past couple of years is really, is there a specific federal regulator that has oversight of some of these products? And if not, what's the correct framework to be looking at this? So I think whatever Senator Toomey gets, it might, a lot of it might just touch on, should the SEC be specifically regulating, exchanges, for example? Should it be the CFTC? Is there a spot market regulator? And then that kind of ties into the customer protection questions as well, because right now exchanges kind of operate on a state-by-state basis using money transmission laws, but there's no single federal regulator that oversees a lot of these same issues. So that's really where all the questions come from, and a lot of the exchange costs for their part are dependent on whether or not they want to operate in a specific state, and therefore will they put the effort and money into securing a license and setting up whatever infrastructure they need and building up operations in each location that they want to go to.
Outside of the US, it's really been interesting to see adoption, especially in emerging markets, developing countries. We've got this latest headline coming out of Cuba regulating crypto for commercial purposes. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Cuba's central bank, announced that they introduced a resolution to authorize potential, virtual asset transactions and possibly license virtual asset service providers. So it seems like Cuba's central bank is really, following the Financial Action Task Force, the intergovernmental financial transaction watchdog that has for years now asked for different financial regulators to create specific rules around crypto exchanges and what their transactions can look like. So, the virtual asset service provider language is from FATF, and Cuba seems to be complying. It basically implies that they're going to be looking specifically for KYC data and to ensure that there's no money laundering going on using cryptocurrencies.
Nick Day, CoinDesk Managing Editor, Global Policy and Regulation. It's good to talk to you today. I appreciate you stopping by.
Okay, so people want to figure out, okay, why would the infrastructure build even be a problem, OG? Oh, first and foremost, it ain't really it's the wording, right? Well, they always say the language and the wording and things like this. So what's happening is the way the wording seems is as if you're being charged as an individual the same way exchanges are being charged. Meaning robbing just anybody that sells crypto assets or crypto securities or whatever the fuck you want to say, right? My bad for cursing, folks, but whatever they're selling. So they're comparing you as an individual that may go on there and buy those things, right, as the same as the exchange. So there's a tax that they have for this whole crypto. It's a crypto tax, technically, right? They haven't been one before. So it's a crypto tax. And on this crypto tax, the way they're taxing just seems a bit much. So people are trying to get some wording change to just kind of be clear, right? Kind of let us know that you're talking about exchanges only. So that's what's going on right now. Even with the crypto market, where a lot of people may not be invested like they should be, right? Because they're hearing the infrastructure bills. So they're saying what may or may not happen. Right? Is there a possibility that they could hit me with the infrastructure bill and they say, yo, you got to pay such and such back of all your crypto? Like, you feel me? So right now, everybody is kind of on the fence to try to figure out what direction they should go. So when they said that earlier when they was talking about the wording and things as far as the exchanges and stuff. So that's one of the biggest things, like the biggest heels of this whole infrastructure bill. Everybody trying to figure out, yo, am I getting taxed the same way exchange is getting taxed? Because that don't really make sense, right? But
and is that solely for the U.S. or the Cuba? Like, who's that for?
And that's the main thing, right? But I guess they were saying, I'm not sure if they were saying that they was agreeing with the U.S. rules, but whatever regulations that Cuba and El Salvador to be exact, right? They was the first ones to do full adoption. Whatever El Salvador regulations and things that they had to go under to follow, Cuba is doing the same thing. So I'm not sure if they're on the same thing when they're like, yo, we got a tax, bruh. So even I'm not sure of what the regulations may have been. We have to check that out a little bit. But I did want you to scrub through this UPS article. I don't even know the UPS, USPS, United States Postal Service niggas. All right. I kind of we wanted to get the headline.
The Postal Service's law enforcement arm is buckling down on crypto.
So that's another. These are always things where, because the reason why they have to do that is based on the infrastructure bill. The same thing that was going on with the cannabis when we were trying to figure out, yo, we're going to be able to get the herb pass. The reason why things get difficult is because the banks don't support it. So you have nowhere to store your money. It's a bunch of little technicalities in there that just make things weird when you're doing business in America. Just little simple essentials, right? Because we're using that word a lot. Just little simple essentials that everybody should have. You don't have those things. You can't save your money over here. You can't do this. You can't do that. So a lot of those things are holding stuff back. So even when you hear the United States Postal Service is doing this, and this is all the same narrative. You're trying to figure out, can you spend your money, your crypto on different places? And now you hear people saying all these things. So, got to kind of keep that in mind, because that affects general retail hands. That's why I was trying to figure out, like, even with ETH running still, is retailers just like, yo, I'm just about to just get everything out of it and just get out. Because I'm really just trying to figure out what's the concept there. Because retailers should really be shook. Right, they're really on the time going.
The U.S. government or any government should stick to their traditional banks and their traditional currencies and let themselves wither out. Stay out of it, just like you're doing Afghanistan.
See, but the one thing that we know about these brothers is they would never allow something to be started without them having some part in it, right? That's all I'm thinking. Now, what's the rarity of the United States saying, yo, you know what? Y'all want to do your own shit? Y'all want to debase our currency? Fine with me. Fine with me. Go ahead and debase the currency with all your Bitcoin in your hand. That's all I was thinking. Just that on those technical standpoints of them being like, yo, because the US dollar isn't the strongest currency.
And it's like, all right, hypothetically speaking, we do go crypto. What do you do in the time of a hurricane or a natural disaster?
As far as what?
Like, if everything in the world is crypto-based, in other words, electronically based, how do you operate as an entity?
And people always say in that same breath, right? If that happens, we have bigger problems. That's how they write it off. So I understand your question, right? Which is a good question. But usually, what it'll be?
No, I'm not saying like the whole world loses electricity. I'm just saying, like, if it's a natural disaster in a specific area and we've all adopted this cryptocurrency situation, how does that, like for Louisiana right now, like how are they able to purchase stuff in the store and so on and so forth if you're all electronic and all the power's out?
I see what you're saying. Well, crypto is global, right? So the ability to have all the power out,
it would just be phones now, possibly.
You feel me? It'll still be some way to get your job, but I'm just thinking, say you in one area that got no power, you just grab your phone and you go to another area that got power. Okay. Right? It shouldn't be too difficult because the thing with this, all you gotta do is access your account. You have to remember your seed phrases, and the whole thing is sovereignty, right? So even when you speak on sovereignty, people always say we can't be completely sovereignty if we're not teaching about real estate, if we're not teaching about all these other ways to make sure sovereignty is full, meaning that you need somewhere to stay. You can't just be around here some sovereign nigga with all the sovereign money but nowhere to stay, because what you're going to do is you're going to give me your sovereign money to buy a house. And I'm not going to give you the sovereign money back because you just sold it to me, nigga, and I'm selling houses. So we have to find something that's practical, that's also keeping our sovereignty. The thing is, we need sovereign money. So even with that question, what it have to be is node to node. I'm not sure if you have to run it on the internet because it's offline anyways, right? The node to node, the lightning node situation with Bitcoin, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I just feel like if your phone could power on, you should be able to access your node. I don't think your node is on the internet or anything like that.
All right, but if you have a dead battery and you're just done for that moment in time.
You just gotta you can use somebody else's John, right? You can open up the thing anywhere, right? Anywhere that I need to go and open it up, I can open it up. Okay. Even if I need to go to the library, I can go up. The problem is if I just don't remember my seed phrases. Mm-hmm. So that's why BTC is almost locked at a certain number almost. People don't even get that. It's more niggas that bought BTC when it was pointless and lost theirs, John, than niggas invested in my mind. It's niggas that just bought BTC, got probably millions of dollars in BTC, just can't find their wallet, don't remember their seed phrases. So that shit is just destroyed. So I'm telling you, a lot of the BTC, bro, we're stuck kind of at a level. So when you see these whales dump a little bit to get stuff down, to get some price action, is because they already understand the market. It's not a lot of action on the market. It's not a lot of volume. So that's why you go from exchange to exchange. You go on Coinbase, it's a different price. You go on crypto.com, it's a different price. You go on Cash App, it's a different price. You go on Robinhood, it's a different price. You go on Binance, it's a different price. Wherever you can go, there's going to be a different price because it's based on the volume. If you have a lightning node, meaning that you just go straight from your phone and you don't need nobody telling you what Bitcoin and now you're not. You just go on your node, and like I said, we're gonna have a brother on the John that we're gonna have him explain a little bit more about the lightning node situation, because I can go in on it, but I wouldn't want to bore y'all with too much information unless we're having a build with. But with the lightning nodes, you don't need that whole internet situation. Like I said, a lot of these lightning node folks, they don't be on exchanges, they don't be on none of this stuff, right? But what they would do sometimes is buy some from Cash App. right? They'll buy it from Cash. I buy it from a couple of these exchanges and then send it back to their wallet. They just sit off the grid situation with their wallet. So it's like I said, that's super interesting. But usually how I write that off is, if things get that bad, things get that bad.
Yeah.
Right. If it get that bad, then it's just that bad.
It got that bad just on a smaller scale with me when I didn't have my actual physical card and I didn't have any type of card linked to my phone. So I was just like, man, I hope I don't run out of gas before I get home. I was on hope.
You said you didn't have no cash or nothing with you.
I didn't have anything. I was in a cashless matrix.
See, and the cool thing about that, because even if you wasn't in the joint where you was cashless, bro, you just didn't have no cash on you. The Most High does it so amazing that he put people around you. Mm-hmm. The worst place to break down is like in the country where nobody's outside, right. Nobody got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I definitely was able to, get some cash and cash up somebody.
You feel me? It's always something you can do. Like, yo, I ain't got it right now, bro, but I got my phone. Like, it's you. You can reason with humans. Mm-hmm. You can't reason with a toll booth. You can't let the toll know that, yo, I ain't got the money right now. You remember? I guess you can pay it, but you got to pay $25 damn near. So it ain't reasonable. It ain't reasonable. Like, say if I need gas, I can literally be like, yo, bro, I stay right down the street. You can throw me a little gas money, I'll bring it right back type night. However, I need to finagle it because humans are adaptive. So that's why we gotta always even cherish humans because that's what Empras is talking about, is basically with us putting our whole life on the internet and just say, yo, fuck it. We got the system. I got my money on the system. I can just send you the money. You go to the store and then you say, tap your John and just put it on the ding.
So
you paid.
Cash is still king.
Cash is king. Credit is queen. Anybody that play chess understands that, right? So cash is definitely king, right? Cash rules the board, but there's only one piece that can move any fucking way they choose, and that's the queen, and that's how credit works. Right? Cash is the king, but to be able to move wherever you want to move. Cash just don't work everywhere. That's why BTC is so powerful, right? Because it's global. Just think about that. It's global. It's a global currency. The same reason with the US dollar. It's not the most expensive currency because currency is based on the resources, right? So somebody like Kuwait, they got more resources than us. So their currency is stronger. There's some people with stronger currency. I think there's probably 10 or 15 different brothers, stronger currencies. They have more resources. But what the US dollar has is power. Power and popularity. And what that does is it makes it appear as if the US dollar is the end all be all. Right? So a lot of us in the US, we think that our dollar is the strongest dollar. Right? Because it's so popular that other countries has adopted this as their second currency, or you're able to use it many places. So this is my concept of cash is king and credit is queen, right? So you can have the resource so that your John worth more than everybody's, but can you move amongst the different people? Does everybody understand why your John is worth something? What if they don't need oil? Your John really not worth nothing to them, right? With the US dollar is so fiat based and so power based, you need power. Right, they come to you and say, yo, somebody trying to beat you up. I got you. I'm gonna give you some money. Right. So and they defend you. And you feel me? So that's how they get their fiat currency up. But other countries, they're not so war ready. So they have actual resources. So if you need their resources, you look at them as gods. You say, yo, Kuwait got all this goddamn oil. You feel me? The same reason why America always got to rock with Haiti, because they know what's under Haiti. You feel me? So but Haiti, if you look at Haiti's currency, you say, man, Haiti ain't nothing, right? That's how people write people off, because they just look at the currency. But we don't understand where power goes as far as the resources. So someone like Kuwait, it's shown on paper that their currency, and you know why? Because they actually harvesting the oil. They're actually using the currency. In Haiti, the people is almost tricked. They're telling them, yo, it ain't no currency here. No, resources. Who told you got oil? No, you don't have no oil. You have gold over here. Who told you that? No, you don't have no gold over here. We took. No, we didn't take it. It was never over here. My bad. I thought we. No, don't even worry about me. That's how a conversation that they're having with these people.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, even with those ores that they have in the oceans, first and foremost, whose resource is that? Because that's just in the water. Secondly, I guess it's just supported off with marine time law.
I was about to tell you that. Go ahead.
The earthquakes that occur in Haiti, because they're on that fault line, like, would the money be worth investing into actually trying to get those resources because of that constant movement? Like, trying to mine the gold, trying to mine the oil. Is it a safe bet? Or are you kind of wasting your money because of the natural disasters that are always occurring?
See, that makes sense, right? Because someone like Bahamas, they're in like a direct like hurricane path. So every 1 to 2 years they get something crazy. So I understand what you're saying, but I want to go back just one little step before that. The whole island, right? The Republic of Haiti is supposed to be Haiti and Dominican Republic. It's just like anywhere else, like in America. They got some parts of America that's nothing but a mining town, right? They got some parts of America that's all they do is miners, bro. They did their whole town set up weird. They look like they in 1922 still. It's a mining town. That's how Haiti was planned to be set up. What happened was niggas chose what side they wanted and said, yo, you owe us for this, so you got to go on that side and we're going to be on this side. Because that whatever's falling, we understand what falls and what doesn't fall. That was supposed to be our area that we mine things. Our people had different areas. While you hear all this stuff going on in Port-au-Prince and stuff, you're not hearing about the whole Haiti. You still see that. They even tell you, yo, this was far west, far west, far west. They let you know these different locations that, yo, it's not Haiti. Just I don't know, maybe think Haiti is so small that it just hit Haiti and Haiti's gone. No, it's just a small little section. So we kind of already knew that these sections was kind of volatile. But the way the system was set up, that some niggas came in and had a joint venture or strategic partnership that was like, yo, you know what? Yeah, I don't have no land. I thought about it. What you mean we don't have no land? Yeah, I do have a land, but y'all shouldn't be growing so much stuff because we got so much potatoes over here. We got all this stuff extra over here in America. Like, we'll send you this. And you just sell it over here because your people love the natural food, right? So we're going to sell it over here. And that's what's happened, bro. After a certain amount of time, we just get so comfortable with the system, right? A brother like Eric talked about when he was on goddamn Section 8 or whatever it was. And it get to a point that you like, yo, either I got to get off of this or I'm just going to be comfortably on this the whole time. So in Haiti, bro, I understand we could say, yo, does it make sense to even really be over there? Earthquake happening like that? Yeah. The problem with Haiti is no infrastructure. So it's not even about the earthquake as much as it's about the infrastructure. The infrastructure is weak as shit, right? It's just what it is. So they have to get that simple situation right. So it's still a lot of resources over there in Haiti, but I definitely understand that aspect of, yo, is it worth the fucking all the debts? These Chinese niggas built a Great Wall. Right, I remember reading a story about that Great Wall. They tell you how much motherfuckers died. So, you know, it's the situation kind of.
Yes, he will.
Empress is at to straighten me out. Nah, I'm up. I look short up. Yeah, I thought you usually had this brought down, this top part, but maybe that's how you usually have it.
Boom, baby.
We perfect. Yeah, this is how it usually is.
Bitcoin not moving a heck of a lot today, although under a slight pressure.
I just feel like I said, we're gonna play two things back to back. And like, if you got anything for me and Empress just explained is resources is valuable is as valuable as the people think it is.
Words from billionaire investor John
Right,
Paulson.
so meaning that you have to be careful with the value you put on things. So when everybody say they're trying to be another Bitcoin and stuff like that, Bitcoin is Bitcoin because the value that's already placed on it. With all these other altcoins and things, it's a revolving cycle. At one point, this bro got to hide that smart contract, John. Yo, now this bro got some smart contract, John. This bro got the smallest block size. This bro got a tiny, you feel me? So it's just always competition. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why they speak on Bitcoin standard. Right, so the Bitcoin standard to say, yo, Bitcoin is the standard. This is the goal. American currency at one point was backed on gold. Just keep that in mind.
He was saying that cryptocurrencies, that they are eventually going to be, quote, worthless. So let's talk about this with Noelle Atchison. She's the head of market insights at Genesis Trading. And Noelle, it's good to see you. The crypto, it has its fair share of skeptics. We know a lot of people have had pretty choice words when it comes to cryptocurrencies and whether or not they are a smart investment. But what do you think the crypto market, what do you think investors are making of the comments that we got from John Paulson today?
Well, first of all, I must say I do respect his way with words that crypto is a limited supply of nothing. That made a lot of us chuckle. It wasn't a surprise, Shanna. We know that there are some institutional investors, traditional investors, that share this line of thinking. But then we also have investors with very strong reputations, such as Paul Tudor Jones, Danny Druckenmiller, Bill Miller, and many more, who have a different view of the role that crypto assets can play on the macro stage, a more positive take for the potential use cases and eventual acceptance. But that's what makes a market, different viewpoints. And I should caveat that anything I say is my opinion, not that of my employer, and nothing I say is investment advice. But it's always interesting for those of us working in this industry to try to see through the eyes of the skeptics. It helps us reaffirm our thesis for being in this industry. And one thing that Mr. Paulson said, I don't want to put words in his.
Hey, I know I'm about to go on about business in a little bit, but you heard what she said. Just listen. She eloquently said it. Hey, shout out to that brother though. I need to remember your name. I need to put you up when we smack you.
It helps us reaffirm our thesis.
So right, you love skeptics because it helps you reaffirm your thesis. So that means that every business you build, you need to put yourself on the complete opposite side of that business and try to tear it down. The only way to be competitive, nigga, and to raise your business up to a level that is goddamn respectable, you have to. When I say have to, bro, you have to put yourself on the complete opposite side of your business and you have to do everything to tear it down. You have to figure out every way that somebody's going to attack your business. Every way somebody's going to say, yo, this is a fake business, this is that. You have to think about all those ways. You have to think about everything the skeptics may say, right? Because what that does is identifies your weaknesses, even if they aren't weaknesses, right? Because I remember playing basketball and I would use my right so much because it's my dominant hand that somebody would say that my left hand isn't good. And what I do is I would let them force me to my left hand and just use my left hand the whole game. It's just like I would just continue. It's like, hold on, what do you mean? You feel me? So you use the skeptics. You don't let the skeptics get, oh, bro, I can't use my left hand and start trying to shoot with your left hand, right? You understand what you can do with it, right? So if he forcing you straight to the left hand, maybe you may not be the best nigga with the left hand, but you could do a left hand layup. You feel me? So you start using those skills, and what happens is it's a snowball effect. You get 2 left hand layups to go, you could do a left hand floater next. You fuck around and get the left hand floater to go, you do a left hand pull up to free throw line jump shot. And you fuck around and get that to go, you shoot a 3-pointer with left hand. And now what you do is you turn to the skeptics and you quiet them down. So that may still be your weakness. What you did was you identified it and you stopped the skeptics from saying it. Because it's not completely fixed at the moment. Right, but you just identified what was the problem, and you identified how to get over obstacles, not having that strength. So now the next time you go into that same battleground, you just bring that strength. So skeptics are the greatest part of business. Without competition, business would be whack, which is why America is the greatest place, right? Because business is so competitive. You got a MATIC shirt, a nigga got a bat shirt. This dude right here got a Batman shirt. Everybody just got a concept. Everybody's selling t-shirts. So now you got to be competitive. That's why I told you, like, we over here at Black Privilege, we always put ourselves as the foremost expert on things, right? So we don't even try to even be so much in the competition as much as the competitors, right? It's almost like we take ourselves out of the competition and put ourselves above the competitors and say, yo, we know everything about the space. Yeah, we're in the space too. We got some amazing things in the space, but we're not even trying to force that on you, right? If you want to be in the space, we have the foremost knowledge on the space. Oh, you want to buy those shirts? You can't buy Gildan shirts. Those are cheaper shirts. They're going to stretch out really fast, right? Just the foremost knowledge on whatever area you may get into. Oh, you want to invest? You got to make sure you got enough capital. Oh, you trying to do leverage?
They're gonna fade more so than stretch.
Hey, either way, whatever they do, they don't look good. And I wouldn't say they don't stretch because I'm skinny. I'm skinny, and every Gildan shirt I ever had is short and wide.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna tell you about every Gildan shirt I've ever touched. I got them right now in the closet, nigga. They short and wide. So yeah, maybe all of them don't stretch, but they fade. And when they fade, the material get weak. And when you play basketball, nigga, pull your shirt got a lip hanging out. So you don't. So we just place ourselves as the foremost expert on things, bro. So you can come to us, you can say, yo, I want to buy some shirts. It don't matter what shirts we sell. We'll let you know the best quality shirts. Yo, what about the little screen printing situation that y'all do? Like, what's your thought on that? Well, you can go this route, you can go that route. You feel me? I feel like this is the best route, right? And the reason why I'm saying it's the best route, it may be more cost effective, right? That's a higher quality route. But you can get that same work done right here. Because what you have to understand is it takes the same amount of effort to fail that it does to succeed. So the same amount of effort that you put into a failure mission is the same amount of effort you put into a success. So what I could just simplify it right like this. If I say that I'm gonna do a marketing situation, a marketing rollout type situation, and I say I have this great video and I'm going to market it to the people. I'm going to spend I got a $500 budget. I'm going to spend $500 on this job. That same $500 I got on this job, I will put it on a good marketing campaign and I will just target it more, right? So I don't really stop the angle that I go from. I just stop the way that I attack it.
Being in this industry, and one thing that Mr. Paulson said, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but this is something that bears quite a lot more thinking, and that is crypto doesn't have any intrinsic value. Now, what does that mean? Again, not putting words into his mouth, I understood it to mean that it's not backed by anything physical, such as gold or silver, but what is these days? I mean, technology is a significant part of most portfolios. That isn't, and fiat currency isn't. And these very important asset groups are, much like Bitcoin, for example, backed by use cases, networks, social consensus, if you will. Are they intrinsic? Do they have value? So maybe the whole concept of intrinsic value needs a new look.
No, and that's a great segue into the question that I was going to ask, which is about the $1.3 million NFT of a rock. Obviously, the NFT market has been getting a lot of attention, but as you mentioned, I mean, is any of that truly emblematic of a bubble in crypto assets, or is this just kind of a part of the nuances of art collecting, right? The value that you place on that Jameson sign behind you might not be the value that I place on it because it's subjective. What is the big story when it comes to the explosion of NFTs that we've seen as of late?
That's a wonderful question, Brian, and I'm chuckling because we don't actually really know. Sure, it's chaotic. I think the answer to your question is actually both. Yes, there are some bubble aspects to this, but there's also a fundamental shift of how we understand value, how we engage with.
Okay, and so with the NFTs, that's the complete opposite of actual Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a fungible token in the sense that the price is the price. Right, we can go on different exchange with volume and whatever. And the same thing she's saying though is also ingenious because that's what Bitcoin is. If you have one Bitcoin, the value you place on it may be a different value that someone else places on it. So someone else might have a Bitcoin. They say, yo, if bro come and he got 500K, I'm giving it to him. You may say, yo, I need at least 10 million for my Bitcoin. You feel me? Just whatever the value is that you place upon this, whatever certain asset is, what it is. So with her talking about the non-fungible tokens, which is the NFTs, those are strictly non-fungible in the sense that it's no price across no board, right? So with BTC, you can kind of say, yo, these people kind of agree that it's this price, right? You may have to go to another country. You may have to go to Nigeria, somewhere where it's more use case that they say, yo, I'll pay you $1 million. I don't need no fiat dollars. If you want fiat dollars, I'll give you $1 million fiat dollars right now for that one BTC. So you feel me? You just got to find the area that the value is actually understood. But with NFT space, it's, like I said, it's just like Bitcoin though, because if you value it different than I value it, you can sell it for whatever you want to sell it for. But if you're trying to sell it on exchanges, right, and that's what differs. On the exchange, there's an actual price for it on the exchange. You can come to me personally and I say, yo, if you want this Bitcoin, I'm selling it for this, right? Say it's a time that exchanges are no longer selling Bitcoin. They're no longer selling hash. So you have to either mine it or have it, right? Then the value kind of goes up. So you just got to kind of think about how the situation works. But with the NFTs, it's on the exchanges, off the, it's just non-fungible. Meaning that if I come to you and I have some shit and I say, yo, $50, you may pay $50 for it. And I may have another one that kind of look like it and I might sell it for $500,000. You may even get that same one that I sold you for $50 and find somebody that want it for $1 million. It's non-fungible, right? It have nothing to do with nothing. So when you see things like Solana blowing up, it's on the Ethereum network, I'm pretty sure. If it's not on the Ethereum network, it's on the other network. And then you got to think about the importance of Solana when it comes to NFTs. So now you just kind of just type in NFTs and type in Solana and just figure out like what's the, like why they make sense together. When you hear things blowing up, you say, okay, what's working in that space that I can probably get into on the ground level to benefit from these things. And like I said, right after this, I'm about to jump into this whole joint venture situation, but that's the same thing, right? You position yourself, right? You leverage yourself. So maybe you're excellent at reading charts. Maybe that person is looking for a trader, somebody to trade his money. You can leverage your talent or your time that you put in to trade with the money that he has. That could be your leverage point. Maybe you don't have any money. You don't come out of pocket at all. But now you avail yourself capital that you never was able to amass based on your capital. So if you go into something with $100, you could put $100 on the play, and that's what you get. But if you go into something with $100 and somebody say, yo, I'll leverage that $500. For every $100, you got $500 on it. Right? Then you say, oh, huh? Now your $100 seems worth a little bit more. Now imagine if they say even wilder than that, yo, every 0.0 cents, every 1 cent, I'm leveraging your 1 cent for $100. Every $1, I'm leveraging your dollar $500. You feel me? You just got to think about how the whole joint venture and putting yourself in strategic position and kind of benefit you. And I understand a lot of people don't want to give up ownership and they say, yo, this is my dream. And you know, I understand that. I'm not knocking that, bro. I promise I'm not. But if you were never able to make that while living your dream, is your dream too small? Is your dream too selfish? Right? We got to kind of put those things in the context. Is your dream too selfish? Where it's like, yo, I just want to make this amount. This is what I got. I don't want to. You feel me? So the greatest winners is the greatest losers. The greatest losers is the greatest winners. Right? You have to take those L's to get those wins. Right? There's many people around us, right, that they may position themselves for wins. And they don't receive wins. Eventually, they're going to get their wins. it may not be with you, right? Because people got to take amount of L's that they need, right? Me personally, I never liked that concept ever since I've been on this earth, and people always try to tell me like, nah, bro, he gonna get right when it's his time. Like I seen if that concept made sense was like, yo, you're gonna run into him when you're older, and this person is gonna tell you this. But when you run into somebody that tells you something, it's your time. Right? Maybe it wasn't your time, but somebody happened up on you and told you it. I remember times I was just working out in the YMCA, and one day me and my dogs was chilling with an older gentleman, and I guess he was a Christian brother. He used to always drive a little. He was Al Sharpton's uncle. He was Al Sharpton's uncle or grandfather, whatever the situation was. He was Al Sharpton brother. And one day he was on the weight set, so we was on the weight set. Well, however the situation may have finagled, he came in and he was explaining the Yahweh. And he was letting us know that everything we do, like our breath, every breath we take, Yahweh. I was like, huh? And he just happened up on us, right? And from that day, we just always kept that in our mind. Oh shit, Yahweh. He was like, Yahweh. Shout out Yahweh. We Yahweh. You know what I mean? We just Yahweh, Yahweh. It just Yahweh. It was never really nothing, but we had the it was almost like the building block, right? And the builders could have refused it. It was the cornerstone, so we could have looked at it like, bro, man, I'm like Yahweh. But we kind of took it and we was like, man, OG he was dropping some game. So ever since that day, we always try to be around these type of older people that kind of had some game based on how we felt like he dropped some game. So that fast forwards to now where you're in high school, or you may be in college where you start doing your own study and you say, oh snap, Yahweh was one of the original names for God and this and that. Because none of us knew that. We knew Jesus Christ, nigga. That's all we knew, bro. The man hit us with the Yahweh shit, bro, and knocked my shoes off. Right? Now you see the Israelite brothers and these different brothers, and they are preaching the Yahweh and the Elohim, and they letting you know, yo, is you Yeshua, we use the Y a lot. So like all those things start coming to the forefront. But we received this information earlier. So I'm a firm believer at it may not be time for you to wake up, but the information that you receive has to change your trajectory. That's all I'm saying. If the information that you received didn't change your trajectory, you didn't receive it. Most I say those have ears. Everybody got ears. Why the most I trying to say those have ears?
What verse is that?
Oh, let's try to figure out. You know me, I'm non-versal verse man. Those who have ears, let them hear. About Matthew 13 and 9. I'm almost positive. Let me see. It's Matthew. It's Matthew, so for sure. It say, who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Like, what do you mean? We got ears to hear. But then he said, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? If you thought that he was just saying who had ears should be able to hear, it's nothing about ears and hearing. You don't know what he's saying.
It's crypto.
Don't get it. So the disciples are confused because they're trying to help people, they think. And he said, yo, if they wanted to be helped, the parables would make sense to them. Let me show you what he told them, though. Because it's many different scriptures. Like I said, the reason why I don't do verse by verse is because I can go to the Old Testament and show you the same scripture and situation happening too. So there's never really no verse that really stands out to me. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I just tell y'all what the Most High kind of said.
You said it was Matthew what?
Matthew 13 and 9. And I was right on. 13, 9. Yeah, 13 and 9. It said, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Meaning that I'm not speaking in parables. You're making me speak in parables because they don't understand, but you clearly understood what I said. How am I speaking in parables? A doctor speaking to a doctor, there's no parables going on. But you listening to a doctor speak, right? Because I've seen people do this where they say, yo, they believe in the Bible. They said that they're the Eve gene. They said there's an Eve gene. It's like, yeah. It's myth. Myth works a weird way. Same thing with Apple. It's not about what you think it is. It's about what they're trying to convey that it is. But it sounds parabolic to you because you don't understand where it came from. So to you, nigga, they're trying to be, oh, this is the Illuminati. They use the apple and it's bitten. You take it too far, bro. We have to retrack and just get back into the Most High said. He answered and said to them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries. Mysteries. Myth. I just used the word myth. Mysteries. It's given unto you to know the myths. So we don't walk around and tell you that my aunt has goddamn wings and fly around like a bird.
Myth could be short for my thesis, which is my story, which is our story.
Right? So we took the mystery out of things, and the reason why is because we made it fake. It was no longer mythical. It was no longer mysterious. It was no longer my thesis. It was no longer none of these things. It was just myth. It's like, yo, bro, she got wings, T. It's like, oh, but did you notice that she had arms inside of the wings? But you think she had, in your mind, you got wings though. You're bugging, bro. First of all, bro, a higher being teleports. There's no history of angels having wings unless you made that shit up. Right? What happens is you hear these stories and you put things on them. When they show wings, they show elevation. It's all wings is about. Planes, anything with wings show elevation. It's not about you looking at it and being like, yo, bro can fly in this guy. No. What he does is he's elevated it. He can teleport. Why would he fly? Birds fly. Planes fly. Right? It's just the concept of just being above the land, above your own subconscious, above your own conscious in a sense, right? Your subconscious is almost your conscious the way you walk around when you have the ma'at. That's why ma'at weighs your heart versus a goddamn feather. And you say, man, that's impossible. Because my heart is way more than the feather, but it's not. You gotta think about it. You never was
They
here.
said scientifically, the body loses 7 pounds instantaneously after death.
That number 7 comes back again. Most I say 7 is to perfect yourself. Right on the 7th day, his work was completed and he took a rest. Most I say to 7 yourself. Right? A lot of people say stand on your square. L7. If you watch White Boys, they used to say L7. It's a square. I grew up on a lot of cartoons and weird things, but what I tell you, what I did was everything to me that I learned was I'm just tell you personally, I've never watched something, even the most pointless of things, and been like, man, this bullshit. Like, I don't watch shit just for enjoyment. The enjoyment comes from me learning shit. Like, I hear some shit and I be like, L7, what is that? And I try to do it with my hand. I'm like, oh, it's a square. Like, it's just, that's how my concepts work. So when the Most High say 7 yourself and the brothers say stand on your square, and the Moorish brothers, the Moorish brothers got the 7 on their John. It's like you start thinking, hold on, what is 7, bro? 7 days a week. Okay, what is 7, bro? You feel me? You start trying to figure out what the 7 about. And you say, okay, the pyramid, is a 7. 7 yourself. Okay, so that is even in the structure. Okay, and then you say, okay, well, structures denote math. And if you break things down, the math that it equals up to denotes the structure, just like water. Water, what it is, H2O. That's a number. So 1 H, 2 O's. That's a number. That's a combination of things. That turns into water. You can now change that same molecule, nigga, and take out one of the O's, nigga, and add 2 H's, and you got something completely different, right? So structure denotes what the thing is. And I think a lot of people don't understand that because they'll see the pyramids and they say, yo, the pyramid is. It's like,
You said structure denotes what?
it just, it
Can you just repeat it exactly how you said it? Because I can't. I won't know that. The structure denotes.
I think I probably kept it super simple, you know, brother. I keep things simple, but the structure denotes the thing possibly, or I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it's just the whole point of the structure is to see what the thing actually is. But people
So with the water, what do you say? Can you elaborate on that?
I'm saying with the water, right? Structure is a thing. So you would need 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen to make water, right? And what that is, it's set up in a certain way where you have an H and you have 2 O's. It's set up like a pyramid almost. That is a setup that's used to build water. So now water has its own structure. So now when you drink, when we eat oranges or anything like that, that's still water. It's just a different structure. So it has a different taste. It has a different build. The water looks different. The water comes in an apple shape. The water comes in a watermelon shape.
So,
this is still water.
This is all dealing with the study of chemistry.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the structures of chemicals.
Mm-hmm. And
so with like the citrus like acid from an orange, you're saying that it's obviously going to have the 2 H's and the O's, but you're saying the makeup is also going to have some additional pieces. Are you going to say it's still going to be that triangular figure, or
easily
round itself out?
Exactly. That's where it's a difference, right? Because you can see water, and they have done this study where they have water and they have water freeze, and water will freeze with different structures, different shapes. Some want to look like a goddamn the little snowflakes type boy. It'll be a snowflake shape. One will just look like just a straight line, and that's all based on the information that the water receives. So the H2O, you feel me? The H2O doesn't technically change because it's still the makeup for water, but there's a component that's extra that's added on. Let me see if I can show y'all.
Wouldn't it be more oxygen because of the air being oxygenated?
As far as the fruit, you're saying?
No, as far as the frozen water being changed, I'm saying the reason why it's being changed is based on the air that's hitting it. So if it's water with the H2O and there's more oxygen being added, that's obviously going to change the structure of the water molecule when it freezes.
All right, so this is what I was saying. Right, you see how that's set up?
Mm-hmm.
Like the triangle shape?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is matter of fact, let me show the
So like, would there be one for like vitamin C?
Yes, everything should have a shape because everything that comes in life comes with a shape. Like every human that's built
geometry.
Up. Exactly. And they can go through our body. Like the brother KT was doing it with the fingers, and he was explaining that whole where they did pi. Three. You feel me? So he explained that whole situation, and he was saying from your fingertip to this, like it's just your whole body denotes structure of perfection. Everything is going to equal up to that, to the number that the Most High sets for everything to be. They even tell you that your heart beats a certain amount of beats until you pass. Like everybody, we don't know when we go, but everybody's heart has a certain amount of beats that it beat. Maybe your heart is beating too fast, so maybe we all have a certain amount of beats, but your heart beat faster than mine. Maybe your heart beats slow. You feel me? So all those things denote structure. So maybe you may be a heavier set person. Maybe you may be. You feel me? So everything, like they say, you big bone. You feel me? They start saying things like that, and it's like, okay, so what does that mean? It's just the way structure is. So now we just got to figure out, like you kind of gave a great example as far as the air. So the amount of oxygen that you're exposed to, the amount of nutrients you get, right? Because we can say that with plants. If you go out there and you feed a plant these different things, because plants love nitrogen, right? So if you go out there and you feed a plant a lot of these things, or like a lot of people, they grow things next to each other, right? It may be this plant that it's like it's a nitrogen beast. So like the plant itself got nitrogen in it, right? And next to it is a plant that needs nitrogen. So now they're just working off each other's symbiosis. So like that's just how I'm saying as far as structure to knowing things, right? When you see structures, you kind of figure out what fits together.
And then just to go back to the parables,
Mm-hmm.
like that's just in so many words symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Once you understand the concept of a wing or a scribe or whatever image they offer, that's when everything kind of becomes more practical and logical versus this mythical essence of this winged human.
Look, Empress, we've been saying it all week, right? If you're not as smart as me, I'm dumb to you. Shout out to the brother Camp Bada, but that's just the concept that like we need that shirt almost. I kind of probably need a nigga scratching his head or something. Cause that's the concept, right? Because we'll speak about things and be like, man, yeah, they talking about, man, I don't know. Because you just don't understand the concepts. It just don't make sense to you, right? A lot of the things don't make sense to you. So when the Most High, when the disciples asked him why he was speaking parables, the Most High let them know simple, like, break, it's meant for you, not for them. Like, I don't know why it's so parabolic to you, because you understand it. You even asked me why, because they don't understand it. You feel me? The only reason why it's parable is because they're complaining to you.
And it's just always almost distasteful to see when like people are always so frustrated or infuriated with people not being able to hear it, and it's like, well, there's a rule of lack of knowledge inevitably perish. So with that being said, if you're not studying, you're not trying to understand these symbologies, what can we do for you? We can say it to you 1,000 times. It's not going to make sense if you're not studying the symbols and the actual information of just the esoteric world. I'm telling you, bro, once you figure out the esoteric world, everything just starts to make sense. Everything starts to connect, and you're just like, oh, okay. That's simple.
Once we could bring everything back down to practicality, right? We go get the myth and we say, okay, I understand why the ancestors told the myth. Like I tell people that all the time, bro, the story would be boring if we just said that this happened or that happened. But when you hear this story, it's like we're so caught up in trying to disprove it, right? Because those things are super important to us. It's like, man, what is this? This ain't the true story. So, right, we got to kind of keep that in mind too, that just like the myth is super important as far as to get the story to go further than, you feel me, originally made, because we can make the story for the village. The story is only going to be, you feel me, it's only going to make sense to the people within the village. But once the story become parabolic in the sense that we have the hero's journey where he starts at the bottom, or he starts, you feel me, he starts at the bottom and he kind of goes up and he going up and then he goes on the wrong path and he down and now he comes back at the end and we all waiting for his triumph, right? So all that shit is designed because we figured out that, humans work off emotions. Humans work off different things, right? So you can't just try to box it in with the science. You can't just box it in with too much myth. But the problem is when our ancestors leave something for us and we just using the same knowledge that they left, right? And what I'm saying by that, think about this. I heard a brother drop this science and I was like, man, I've been saying this for a little minute anyway. So when you said this, is kind of confirmed a little bit more. But with us talking about the right, light as a feather, heart has to be light as a feather. The birds fly, okay. Feathers, wind, okay. Who is the god of wind in the Egyptian pantheon? Okay, Shu is the god of wind in the Egyptian pantheon. Okay, I remember me and Empress talking, and Empress said Ishu is also in the pantheon. Ishu is what? Ishu is just like Papa Legba, right? The leader of the way, right? So they come through and they lead the way. When you think about wind, right? You feel wind.
And that's the main thing, because I mean, there is a thing known as extinction, but as far as like the natural laws and principles of the land, you're gonna have winged animals. You're gonna have what is it? wind and the natural disasters, you're going to have a lot of these different elements that are already naturally on Earth that you can kind of coincide with, like the information to make sense of it. Even like the knowing them by their fruit. Like it's not literally talking about apples, grapes, and oranges. It's talking about the different elements that, you know, make up a moralistic person. And when we talk about moralistic, we're also talking about like a genuine human being. So in regards to that interpretation, it's really telling you about like the moralistic character of this person. You'll know them by their morals. So if we see someone that is idealizing, you know, materialistic things, we can kind of identify like where their fruit lay. And, you know, it's usually no fruit. They don't bear much fruit, because when you see it down the line, they're usually that guy that was popular, but now he's just having trouble, like just, you know, figuring out life and so on and so forth. And it's because he was caught up in this vain reality of material things. But when you see someone that's more reserved and, you know, they're more humble about their attire that they wear, and, you know, that's not really of importance to them. They care more so about, you know, people's character and who they are as people. And you can tell because you'll see them, you know, dressed in more of a comfortable manner. You won't see the European fashion as much. You won't see, you know, the popular brands as much. And those people usually have, you know, friends and family around still. They're not, you know, struggling to, you know, get through life. And it's because their focus is, you know, bared fruit, and they've availed themselves, you know, genuine people. So, yeah, it's just the elements of what's here. They utilize that, and then, you know, once you understand those simple concepts of wind, you know, the aspects of a winged animal, and, you know, them obviously being elevated because they're high in the sky flying. What else? Fruit. You know about fruit. You know the goodness of fruit, the benefits of eating fruit, so on and so forth.
They describe a jackal, right? So they have Anubis. Anubis is a jackal. If you actually study what a jackal does, a jackal has this keen sense of being able to eat something right before it decomposes. Like literally the second, like it's like it got a couple seconds left, and it's eating it right now.
To nature.
Right? The same thing with the hawk vulture. I keep on telling y'all that a vulture would eat its own arm off, eat its own leg off to feed its child. So when you see people being hawk vultures, it's not what you think it is, because we see vultures and say, yo, vultures are eating the dead. What you think? Right? They got this stomach acid, right, where they could eat the worst of the worst things, but their stomach acid bubbles it out, purifies everything, and they spit it up for their child. I'm just telling you, bro. It's just we use concept a tad bit different, and now that we're using it so hard, like even the brother dropped the concept on us with the beetle. He's like this beetle, and he was like, "Do you understand?" I can't remember the beetle per se. I need to figure out the name, but one of the beetles turned into a firefly. He's explaining how we're photovoltaic, how we create light inside of ourselves. Like we're light beings, literally light beings, just like a firefly. So he was explaining like the Egyptians used the beetle, and a lot of people was caught up on the dung beetle and the whole spiral. And then I'm not knocking that, but he was saying there's another beetle. That beetle turns into the firefly. You didn't know? I was like, what the fuck? So I'm just telling you, bro. I've always been the person that believes, bro. Maybe it's not your time to receive the information, but when the information lands upon your lap, what do you do with it? Right, I had friends come to me, and I was telling Empras the other day, I was like, one of our homeboys came and told us about Litecoin back in the day. He had no plans. He had nothing to say, so we didn't know about it. Even with him saying it, it was just like, bro, we're doing this right here, right? But then we had other people speak on it, and it was like, okay, I see the potential in this. Maybe you don't know what's going on, but it makes a little more sense to me now. And then you say, yo, let me go check it out and see what he was trying to explain. But when you just come to me and you say, yo, a bro say, put your money here. I say, you put your money there. Right? And we didn't even go further on. But I was telling Empras, like, just in hindsight, right? A lot of these things, we could have been on them. But it was just like,
Yeah, it's, okay. We recently did a study also, and we were looking up the etymology of con and com. And we figured out that ultimately they're kind of interchangeable. They were kind of, you know, mixed up. with the translations of dialects and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. So if you look at it, when you do context and you change it to context, meaning, bring together communication, commute, so on and so forth. Once you get that text that kind of brings it, together in full circle and pieces those, jigsaw puzzles together, then you can make a move. But if someone's coming with no context, it's like, okay, what do I do with this? And like, that's where the parable language becomes like kind of an insult. Because it's like, bro, you're not telling me anything. Like, well, what are you doing right now? Are you trying to tease with information? And it's like, yeah, you can do your due diligence and go look it up. But I mean, if you're caught up in your whirlwind already, things that you're looking at and, trying to figure out, someone coming to you with no context, it's least like you're least likely to go, look into these things. But I'm telling you, if you come with 2 lines of description on what exactly is going on, there's time and thought now being invested into that. Like, what is this about? But yeah, that's what the main thing is, context, bro. Once we get the context, we can piece things together and like just move forward in regards to being able to hear now, because a whole new reality is kind of unlocked once you get some context.
And be careful about being the boy, right, or the woman who cries wolf, because what that turns into is, even if you, because like, matter of fact, Empras is right, because if you come with the context, nobody's not going against that, no matter what happens. But if you just got context, nobody not listening to that shit, bro. You just, it just seems like you just trying to come here and make something. Yo, bro, if you put your money, it's like you just put your money in there. So you want me to put my money in there too. So now you want to give me context on why I should put my, bro, I got my money in too. I believe it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's context.
You feel me?
Con you.
Yeah, right. We need the communication. So if you're talking to me about anything, you're supposed to be able to come to me and at least explain to me what you were doing and how you lost, and let me know why it could benefit me. Okay, but I know that you could read charts, right? I be seeing you reading the charts and you be talking down and the ups.
Don't come to me with no one or two fundamentals, bro. The volume at this right now, bro. It was at this and now it's at this. It's like, oh, okay, well, why is it like that? Is someone pumping it? Oh, you don't even know about pumping ups. Get out of here.
No, you should. That all makes sense.
You kind of call me into a loss with me and you can both talk about loss together. No thanks. I'm in that business.
They say misery love company.
Yep.
So that's a concept that we all understand, where somebody will come and be like, yo, jump in this. And that's what I was saying. We position ourselves as the foremost expert on a lot of the things that we speak about, because if you come to us, bro, and then we could be in the play. If it's not a good play, it's not a play. It's just what it is, right? So when we come on here, we say, yo, if you're in BTC, don't be looking for no big ass, stupid ass gains, right? This is a long-term journey, right? Just know for sure, if you put in now, you're going to reap your benefits. Just make sure you put in weekly, you're going to reap your benefits. It's the same thing with mining Bitcoin. To mine the Bitcoin, you got to buy a machine that costs $100K.
Ooh, there's a story about 2 little children, 13-year-old and 14-year-old boy and girl, siblings. Got their own little mining company right now, averaging $30K. They obviously have some backing, because 2 little children figuring out a Bitcoin mine, and the time span that Bitcoin mining has been existing is very odd. But their dad was a retired banker of some sort. He was obviously in the financial sector. But they started mining Ethereum, I guess. The kid had a gaming computer, so he was able to mine Ethereum, and then their dad's already into it, so they're just figuring stuff out, and they've just been adding on more processors and stuff. The main thing was they're mining Ethereum, they started mining Bitcoin, and they're also mining Raven coin. I don't know if you've ever heard of Raven coin, but yeah, those are the 3 coins that they're mining. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah.
That's what, that's what's usually done, because you go in there and you wouldn't try to mine Bitcoin as much. Like I said, you'll probably have a mine running it. Like I said, with Bitcoin, it's the ASIC miners that they're using. Like I said, that's when they probably run you $100K or something like that. with these kids having their own little mind situation, what they would do is, because the computer does all the work, you just leave that bitch on and that bitch.
Man, the new mining towns are lit.
You feel me? The whole time it's just running algorithm. That ain't one. And what you'll do is you have a certain amount of computers in that certain room. You have a certain amount of miners. And it's just like, man, that's ingenious. But I heard a bro explain like the reason why what they would be mining like Raven coins and these things is the fees. Right, so you can fuck around and mine Zcash and nigga back in 3 years ago you probably was mining Doge and just getting a bunch of Doge. You probably had almost 700 Doges just for mining, right? And what comes is when the bull market comes, you will sell just to buy new equipment and things just to start back up mining. Because like I said, the mining software, especially if you're trying to mine Bitcoin, which is what everybody really want to mine because the asset that you get to keep at the end, it'll run you, bro, for a machine 100K. And then they're not even thinking, we're not even talking about the space that you may need to put the machine in. Because you don't really want to run the machine at your spot.
The machinery is an arm and a leg, and then the electricity to operate it, and then the location to run out. Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it, and that's why it made sense that these children were able to do this with a retired banking father, because it's like, where are they getting all the capital? And the funny part is, even though their dad's retired and possibly has a pension and a tenure and all that stuff, he had to still get a loan to get the Texas Instrument, like 1080 something type of chip. They got NVIDIA chips. They were talking about some different type of core processors they went and got more recently. So yeah, Bitcoin mining is definitely lucrative if you can get the capital to fund that endeavor.
Empresses came back to the same side. Cash is king, credit is queen. You can move wherever you want to move. Maybe you had some plug that your cash could have helped you in the financial sector, but your son want to be in fintech. Your credit good enough also to get some loans over here in the fintech world. You don't put your own capital. I'm telling you, bro, the reason why black people are so scared to invest, we put our own capital up. It hurts a little bit more to lose your own capital, bro. I promise it does. But you have to figure out your leverage points. You have to figure out, because right now, me and Empress is like, we just like, I've never seen an intro so amazing to the next topic. Like I said, we were still talking about the Bitcoin, but the intro was just so amazing to this whole joint venture situation that I wanted to speak on the whole time. If we can't find a way to leverage something, meaning that these youths, whatever, they maybe had the interest in it. The father maybe had the capital in it.
Yeah,
those are two different leverage points right there.
Their whole thing was gaming.
It's two different leverage points right there. I love fucking with computers, and you got some money for computers. I will use them to do whatever you need me to do to pay you back, and we're just gonna run this together, right? The difference between the joint venture, like I said, I'm probably pull the definition of having Empress read it real elegantly, but as far as me just explaining it right now off the top of my head, a joint venture, right? You got to think about words. Like, words just simply mean words to me. So when I hear things, the words mean the words. I'm not one of those guys that be like, yo, this means not. Joint means together, and venture means journey, means trip, means
adventure.
You feel me? It's just venture. You just venture out into the wilderness, whatever the thing is. But a venture is only a venture. There is a joint venture, and there's also strategic partnership. Right? Those are not the only two, because there's many more. Many, man.
Wait, you said joint venture, what's the other one?
Strategic partnership is another one that I want to speak on, right? And I just want to kind of, because I love joint ventures for what it's for. If me and you not cool, but we have different leverage points that may make a lot of sense, a joint venture is perfect for what we need to do. There may be times that my company is amazingly big and we're running good, and we may say, yo, it's time for acquisition, a merger. Maybe we might buy your whole company and merge it into our company. You may still be an independent company, but you're one of our subsidiaries. That's also a thing, right? Joint venture with the mergers, and then you can get to the next level. It's a bunch of different tactics that you can use within this. The strategic partnership, the reason why I like that so much is because that's my, like when I say my, I'm talking about the way of black privilege, right? That's our way of doing everything. Everything is communal based. Everything is community based. So with the strategic partnership, it's you and me have a genuine relationship. You and me have a genuine relationship. You're amazing at this. I'm amazing at this. Let's strategically partner up and make this work. Maybe you're an artist and I'm a producer. Maybe you a good speaker, nigga, and I shoot good videos. Like whatever it may be, let us both get a leverage point and leverage ourselves to where we would have never been. That's what I was explaining earlier. With you can go into something with $100, but then you can find a nigga that'll leverage that $100 by $500. Right? And something like I said in the community, I know a lot of people be like, man, I want to get my own. I want to get my own. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Read that.
A joint venture, which is called a JV, also is a business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. This task can be a new project or any other business activity. In a JV, each of the participants is responsible for profits, losses, and costs associated with it. However, the venture is its own entity separate from the participants' other business interests.
Joint venture, meaning that we just going on a trip. This may be good for, say I'm a new artist and I just want to do something. I may sign a JV with a record label because I'm a good artist and I have good management already. I just need somebody to distribute the music. I can go into that with a JV, but I can also go into that with a strategic partnership where I'm like, yo, I really like the way you're doing it. I can continuously be your artist and I can continuously bring people in. So it'll be like this. Say Empress got a big program. Empress got a $50,000, $100,000 program. I got a $1,000 program, $500 program. With a strategic partnership, what I would do is Empress $100,000 program has my program within the $100,000 program. So Empress is basically filtering the people that's looking for the cheaper program or the so it's everybody that's being filtered to me is being filtered to me because they need me. So that's the benefit of a strategic partnership, because this business is bigger. It brings in so much different people, but there's people all the time that comes in like, yo, this is too much. But maybe they went into the video and seen your part and was like, yo, I like this bro right here. He said he charging only $300 for the, you feel me? So then those customers come to you as basically leads. So strategic partnership, it could work a different way, but with the joint ventures, I'm not really sending you no lead. We got we both pooling resources. You feel me? We got some money and we like, yo, let's go in this field. And we're only doing it while it's hot. When it's not hot, we both take our money out and we just disperse this business. We may jump into a joint venture again. That's what I'm saying. With joint ventures, we can continuously jump in, jump out of them. This is an adventure, right? With a strategic partnership, this is something that we're trying to do lifelong. Like I said, with the whole black privilege situation, where it's like you buy you a shirt, then you kind of, you feel me? It's the same thing with what Nipsey was doing, where you can kind of scan things and hear music early. You got your shirt, you can get into anything early, right? You can show up to different little events. You can have different little problems. And yo, black privilege, what's going on? Yeah, I bought a medium. The bar boy. Okay, so you use third wave. Okay, that's why I love the NFT, John, because you almost tracking customers. Oh, so you have all 5 shirts. Okay, cool. We're gonna send you one. Don't even worry about it. Oh, you only got 2 shirts. Okay, well, if you get 4 shirts by a certain amount of time, we'll send you 3 shirts. It's just that's why I like that whole NFT situation, because it kind of shows you who's rocking with you. Because that's what this whole shit is about. Because we may be offering a lot of shit to people that's not even rocking with us, right? And that's just time wasted. So that's what I'm saying with a joint venture. It's better for people that may not be rocking with you. You don't want to be stuck into some strategic partnership with somebody that's, bro, this was seasonal, bro.
Yeah.
This was a seasonal plan. We both, you feel me? You had some money right now. I needed to get some money, but now we did the joint venture. I got some little capital. You got more capital, but I really don't need nobody else to be capitaling up with just for no reason. You feel me? So everything that comes after that is more so strategic. I want to get somebody that maybe you're marketing, maybe you're doing this and I'm doing this. So with the whole joint venture situation, I really wanted melanated people to kind of think about this a lot more, because I don't really see us going into these fields. And like with joint ventures, it's super amazing for like government contracts. Government always have contracts, right? So government have a contract and they say, yo, we're trying to get shirts or something. Whatever it may be. What we'll do is we'll go around and we'll say, okay, NMGB, you doing this over here, LG, you doing this. All right, let's all get together, right, under one umbrella and push out some shirts. Push out, you feel me? Push out a couple shirts. Even when we're like champions. Like Champion really was like a Walmart brand back in the days, right? But they kind of became popular because Supreme is champions now, technically. Every time you see Supreme, you see championship.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah, you feel me?
And just the aura around the nostalgicness of it, I guess. That kind of brings people back.
So in that situation, Supreme probably have a strategic partnership with champions. But as far as like, because we've seen them on different things too, those might just be joint ventures. Yo, let's just do one shoe collaboration or something. Right? It's not something that we continuously using these shirts. Like these are
even Marshalls and all those other wholesale aftermarket companies.
That's strategic partnerships.
Yeah. Because I think that's the main thing that pushes these, aftermarket brands back to the forefront. Because you see a whole bunch of, children that are usually of Black or, Hispanic descent, urban children wearing the same stuff that, was just took to the aftermarket. But it's like, well, the less fortunate kids have it now, and they're the one who are setting all the trends. So now it's back to the forefront as something to wear, even though we just disband this in the previous generation. So yeah, that's the main thing, is the fact that the less fortunate control that fashion industry, because they literally brought Tommy Hilfiger back like he didn't say the whole Black spiel.
And that's the weird thing with like that's almost like a joint venture, right? Or a strategic partnership where it's like, yo, we got a bad face in the neighborhood, but the neighborhood seem to like you. If we have our stuff in your store, the neighborhood seem to like us. Now you just dropped some signs on me. So that's because I'm technically trying to look at it, because exactly what you said is right, because the fashion to start with these lower level kids and things like that.
Yeah, like even the whole Crocs. It's like a Croc epidemic now in like the schools, and I think it's because these are all aftermarket. Crocs has run its course, and now all the people are sending all the stuff to the wholesale stores, to sell at a cheaper price, or these are irregulars or whatever the case is, and these kids are buying these Crocs like hotcakes. Like, these are comfortable shoes, but it's like, what? No, we're done with these.
Yes, yeah. I don't know the level, but I heard somebody speaking and they were saying something slightly different, right? They were saying a lot of these little kids that's out here in the streets, what they're doing is they're boosting this clothes. So there's boosters selling this clothes for $20, $30 and shit.
Right.
And it's because they have to fit the status quo. So that booster, he ends up going to jail eventually. Eventually, you're going to caught nigga running out of fucking polo with 1,000 polos in your hand and shit. Eventually, nigga going to catch your ass. So eventually, the booster go sit down for a little bit. He might get back out. But I feel like that's another part of the game, too. I understand that it's the aftermarket with stuff going to Marshalls and these different stores. But it's a lot of this stuff I feel like is being boosted also, right? It's a lot of this stuff that's like people's forced to fit in with the status quo. Cause like, think about when we was in school, people don't wear no designers and shit like that. You just wear some jeans. Like me, bro, I wore so much different jeans, bro. I had on fucking Artful Dodger. Any jeans that came out that had a straight design.
I don't know if you consider these designer, but I remember the LRG, the Evisus, Coogee. I don't know if those are designers.
Those not designers, and the main thing I was saying about those are definitely more expensive though, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as regular jeans, the Evisus will run you a pretty ticket. But like, imagine like going from the Evisus, but I guess it's the same thing when they say, "Yo, I used to make $400 back in the day." It's like, yo, $400 back in the day, you got like almost $400,000 today. So it'd be the same thing with the Evisus, because when we was wearing those, I was in middle school. And we was paying, niggas had to pay like $60, $70 down there for a pair of Evisus.
For sure designer. But you're saying a lot of people are wearing what, Levi, or not even?
We started wearing that in high school, right? So in high school, we was wearing nothing but Levi's. But Levi's is expensive too.
Yeah, Levi's.
So a lot of people were still in Levi's.
Deemed a designer, but it's up there with Gap in regards to expensive, high quality. So you might as well put in a designer category. But yeah, once we left the Coogee, Visuals, LRG, Red Monkey, Spade, we went to Levi's and True Religion. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we went to the khakis and the polo shorts. And then from there, we went back to randomly tight fitting jeans that came from anybody.
I tell you, even while we was wearing, when we first started wearing the Trues down here, because it was 2 Chainz, right? 2 Chainz was one of the main niggas that made niggas that ran True Religion.
Mm-hmm. At party.
It was niggas in Atlanta. It was like, nah, we ain't wearing Trues, bro. That shit cheap. We wearing Robin jeans.
Robin jeans definitely came out.
You feel me? I was about to call them Red Robins.
Red Robin's still out here.
Red Robin's gotta be still out here, nigga.
I remember seeing one nigga send me, but that's it.
I bought a thing of their fries the other day from the store, nigga. The frozen pack that you had to make.
Yeah, the Robin jeans were definitely the last spill of expensive jeans. But after that, what else you heard?
Yeah, I don't know what they
were. Kind of receded about the Levi's. And
what now? Niggas still talking about shit, right? Because I've been tuning back into a couple rappers. And they're talking about. I don't want to say no white people name on here, so I'm just gonna try to speak to you in private. But yeah, right now they talking about the jeans and.
Nah, cause like, matter of fact, like when I went to college, I don't know if it's because it's college and niggas don't really care, but it was joggers.
Oh, joggers
crazy.
Yeah, like, joggers became popular though.
Yeah.
Yeah, joggers was holding the scene down for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But these are the jeans. These jeans right here. These type of jeans right here. These jeans are the type of jeans I'm talking about. So it's new jeans out here, man. New jeans out here. I was checking out my
oh, these Robin?
No, those not Robin. Those another brand.
Oh.
Yeah. I was checking out my brother Tech the other day. I seen him with some clothes on. So yeah, niggas out here wearing designers. And what I'm saying is, it's almost tricking the youths into wearing designers. So hopefully, right, what Empress is saying is that we're just getting it from Marshalls and we're just fitting in. Yeah, we're just fitting in to fit in.
And it's not even fitting to fit in, bro. It's like, bro, this ain't even on no intentional ish. This is like, my mom picked out a couple pieces and I was like, I like this one, and you like them, quote unquote, because you like them, but in reality, you seen the bruh from 7th period with this shirt on, you seen the bruh from 3rd period with this shirt on, and that's how you picking your clothes, and then your mom returning the rest or whatever the case is. So yeah, like they're really just getting it for the low, and that's what is the most happy thing I'm happy about. They're not spending the arm and the leg for these European clothes. They're getting it at Marshalls with their parents. They getting it boosted, which is gonna be a guaranteed discount because this is property that's hot. But yeah, I don't know what the name of those jeans is. The Fortnite pants. They got the Fortnite pants. They got the ones with the straps now, like the emo pants. They got a couple different bottoms out here that I've been seeing. Man's hot.
But right, we already said how the kids living.
Real Fortnite. By the way, they have a Mike Lowry setting on Fortnite now. I seen somebody screenshot that.
Not Fortnite. They what's the niggas that love debt? They nihilistic ass niggas. A group of nihilistic young boys.
Mm-hmm.
Group of nihilistic young boys. You heard what the young boys was doing? It was funny. I was watching 85 South Show. And they was talking about the water boys, and they was like, "Man, them boys got a whole brand, nigga. Niggas everywhere know about them boys." And I kind of got upset because I feel like we was the original water boys, bro. I want us to put our old videos of OG y'all boys, because them boys ain't doing it like we were doing it. We was getting out the road. We was. You remember Atlanta a tad bit different. They got a lot of highways. We would have ate in Atlanta. We would have ate. It wasn't really that much highways, so what we had to do, we had to find strategic spots, right? Sometimes we'll be right here. Sometimes we'll be way over there on Americana. We just try to find whatever highway, wherever a group of cars may come to a stoplight or stop. Right? So these brothers ain't doing that. But anyway, these niggas laughing and he was saying, it's a comedy show. So they playing still, but he like, man, these niggas old as hell. And the brother was trying to figure out like why. He was like, man, one of the niggas made grown man eye contact with me type shit. I laughed about that, nigga. You know, Carlos funny as hell. He was like, he pulled up, nigga was like, and nigga kind of asked him for water. He's like, man, I don't need no water. And like the nigga kind of threw it in the car. I was like, man, take this water, nigga. You hear me type of shit. And I guess Carlos was sitting there, nigga, trying to figure out like, man, you look old as hell. He like, man, get your ass off, man. You know, man, we fought with you, man. Get out of here, man.
I was about to say, the bride we more recently saw was an older gentleman with a lady, and they had a cooler over there on Silver Star.
Oh, okay, yeah. OG, it's some OGs that do it. Mm-hmm. They sell juices though, right? Or use straight waters. Water. Yeah, I know OG down there that sell juices. He got the same juices that.
Oh no, that's Silver Star and Pine Hills. That's the Paperman, right? Final call.
That's a brother for the nation for sure.
But yeah, it's what were we talking about just now? As far as the water boys,
they built up a whole
it's
brand.
Too many of them, bro. It's not a joint venture, bro. It's a hot, angry market of guys trying to get some money, bro, and it just looks very hectic.
Cause they running up to your car.
It looks very
and they want you to buy. I told you, bro, back in our days, bro, we learned shit day by day, bro. I remember one day, bro, I was close as fuck to a hood brick car. Hood brick wire in the window, and I was like, bro, don't do that shit, OG. I'm about to body you right now, nigga. Why are you so close to my window? So when I walk out the windows now, like I'm further back. I'm like, yo, bro, we fundraising for our basketball team, man. You ain't trying to donate nothing. Like, you feel me? Because you learn those things on the fly. Somebody let you know, oh, shit, bro, the fuck, you knocking on my window?
That was a huge desperation call. Like, we would usually stand, like, in front of a store, you know, like, once people were outside of their cars. Because, like, I remember for track, we did it, and it was just, like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
see, those was more organized because I've done those ones and I've ate. I don't know because I went to Boone.
What, in front of the stores?
Oh my gosh, we did it in front of Publix when I was at Boone. We had to raise money for our basketball team. We started
dealing with foot traffic versus car traffic because it's just like, bro, y'all about to get killed for some dollars. Bro.
I hate foot traffic. It ain't really no money like that. Like I said, it's beneficial because it's some Edomites going in the store and they're
I was
like,
about to say, yeah, when they come out, they're usually, you know, more willing to give. They've already come in and they see you like, all right, I might get some cash or whatever the case is. So yeah, we always have some nice money. I remember, we were in front of the Publix over there by Americana, actually.
Yeah, white people always love me, so they always look at it a little bit, but bro, I'm telling you, the biggest time to eat, bro, I don't give a nobody tell you, bro, is to be actionary. That responsive shit, you can do it all you want to do. You ain't gonna get as much as you want. When you out there, bro, and you taking the look, this is what I got to say to y'all, man. I don't need to read this. Every human on the planet got a certain amount of ways to say no. But how can they fuck with me when I got more ways than them for them to say yes? Right? If I go up to a nigga and a nigga got 93, fuck it. A nigga got 85 ways to say no. I got 100 ways for him to say yes. Eventually, I'm going to hit his button. And we both going to be on the same chapter. That's how I am with this whole situation. Because when somebody walking in, walking out, you get such a small little shot at them. Right, with them seeing like I did so much little different tactics, and I don't want to just give up my free tactics because it's gonna be my book. But it's just free tactics. I'm just giving y'all one of them. I will be out there, and when I see cars coming up, I will sweat. Like I will start walking around like so much stuff is going on with me. Like we've been out here for days. We've been out here for days on end, and I haven't got anything. Right? But I always told my homeboys, yo, make sure you keep a certain amount of money in your bucket. Right? Because we used to have a thing where it's like, yo, you got too much money in your bucket, put some of that in your pocket. No, don't let the people see you putting that in your pocket because they're not going to give you none. I gotta stop saying these. These are tactics for the book. This all gonna be in the book that we write, right? Look, bro, you have a certain amount of cash in your bucket. Why? Because it's all psychological. If I seen that somebody else gave you something, I'm more apt to give you something. If I see that you ain't get shit all day, I'm like, yo, he's scamming. Somebody else seen that he was a scammer. I ain't giving him shit. But if you have that certain amount of lowness but highness, they say, yo, you've been working, but you ain't getting paid. That's how they look at it. You got change in your bottom. You may have $2. You may have a 10. You may have a total of $15 in your bucket. A $10 bill, nigga. 3 $1 bills and some quarters equal up to $15. You bring that to a hood, bro. You bring that to a hood, bro, while sweating and looking like, nigga, you distressed, like you don't know what's going on. You're like, man, bro, I can't really eat Coach out because Coach got us out here again today. Like, you start looking like that. And like when they pull up on you, they're going to ask you, like, yo, what you doing this for? Right? If you playing some sports, they'll love that. Yo, I'm a hooper. I'm one of the top hooper. You know, I used to always tell you, I'm the top hooper in the nation. You know, Google my name type shit. So, boom, they Google your name. It's even better for them. Sometimes they may not even Google it. They just hear the confidence you speaking with. They start telling you about some shit a nigga they know. Shit, my little young boy go to that school right there. They play good. Yeah. You feel me? So you just gotta find a way, bro, to be at a level that it just makes sense. The same thing with the joint venture. You don't want to be too big for a company that they feel like you're trying to eat them. A company need to feel like you're missing something. It's like, he don't got this part of his business. I can make that shit a killing right there. I can 20x his business just by putting my little stuff in there. And with him 20x, and I just asked him for 10x that I never was even gonna get. With my little small little job, I was gonna get 2x. So you feel me? The joint venture could work for both of us because he can get 20x. And all you doing is just getting 10 of the X that he never was expected to get even 20 of the X. He'll pay you freely, bro. I'm just telling you, a lot of these tactics that I give y'all is just pre-game. Look at me. Look, and I got hotkeys. So when y'all see shit come out next to me,
There you go. What?
hotkeys. Look, bam. Bam. You hear
It's a very, very critical and very lucrative element in your legacy book collection. So joint ventures, relational capital, strategic alliances are all part of a philosophy that I have spent a lot of time focusing and then perfecting. And it very simply is about upside leverage, being able to capitalize on enormous effort, investment, credibility, and trust that other people, other companies, other influencers have already achieved with the same target market you want to reach. The concept here is to identify who else has access, trust, respect, and relative appropriate access to the same buying target you want to reach, who are not competitive, but who could introduce your products or services to their market for you and with you on some kind of a collaborative basis where you shared revenue. There are all kinds. Who else also has products or services your target market buys before, during, after, instead of your product or service? You can have their product be sold by you. You can have your product be sold by them. You can have their products be packaged together with yours. You have lots of optionality. But if you think about it, there are companies out there that have spent 10, 20 years, maybe millions of dollars in salary, research, equipment, personnel, to build the relationship and trust that they now have with the same target audience you want. If you can tap into that, and it costs you nothing but a share of the results, meaning you pay out of the profits, you pay only on performance, you could leverage, you could access millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of past investment, and you could transform your business. I've gotten clients to partner with 20, 30 different companies. They could be influencers, people who have influence to your market. They can be service providers. They can be product providers. They can be media sources. They can be ex-employees from the company who are retired or changed industries. They can be bloggers, podcasters. They can be all of the above. But the key is you have enormous leverage, and it should be a powerful addition to what you do now. I have generated for my clients over $2 billion using power partnering, strategic alliances, relational capital, and it costs nothing out of pocket. We only pay on the results. So imagine this. If you could get $1 million, $10 million, $100 million worth of investment behind your success, and you didn't invest a penny until it paid off, and then you only paid a share of the profits, and that was in addition to what you're doing on your own, your business could explode. So that's it in a nutshell. I think everybody in this program should be adding at least 3 to 10 power partnering relationships to whatever you do. And it's all spelled out in the compendium. So enjoy and prosper.
So yeah, that's I kind of wanted y'all to hear the adventure tip, because like I said, that me and Empress is kind of, we laid it all out before we even came here. I'm like exactly the purpose of it, how to benefit you. But this is what it is, bro. This is Jay Abram. If you know anything about Jay Abraham, bro, this brother been Father Abraham had many sons. This brother right here got many sons. Like niggas will tell you that they had a business and they went to Jay and Jay grew at 100x. Type of shit. Everybody will tell you that. Whoever talked to Jay Abraham, they went through Jay, they just tell you the same thing. He said he'll change simple things. You send out emails. Let me see how you send out emails. I just changed one word in that. It seemed like you asking them for money instead of telling them what you do, so he know that you need the money. It seemed like you asking almost. He feel like you've been belling. You feel me? So it seemed like you don't have it. You feel me? Just present your ideas. So like a lot of things, like he even explained that when I first get with a business and I'm changing the business or whatever, I don't change anything at first. Exactly what they do, I try to do it at a better level. Right? Once we see exactly what they do and how they can do it, we try to get the maximum game out of it, maximize this whole situation. Once we can maximize it, we let them know, yo, you need to start putting this into the game. You need to put that into the game. So we don't change anything or add anything to the game till we figure out the maximization of this actual route. So you tell me, you say you do word of mouth. Cool. I don't want to change your word of mouth. but I need you to be more active. I need you to actually do it the same way you was doing it when you was motherfucking fundraising for fun. Right? For funds. When you was fundraising for funds, I need you to do that same route. I need you to go to cars. I need you to find the cars. I need you to look at the red light and almost time the red light to where now you read in the lights. You're like, yo, that light green is about to turn yellow. That means they got to stop in a little bit. Okay, boom. Yo, let's get ready. We about to go out into the road. Because the goal is to hit as much cars as you can. I told you, I got 100 ways for you to say yes. You only have 95 plus ways for you feel me to say no. Once I get over 95, you searching. I still got 5 more comfortably. 5 more comfortably. Like I'm like, yo, I got this.
Got one good one that gets you going, man. I like green, man. Gotta go. Hopefully, you get you some green, cuz.
That's why you time it, right? Because they use that one also.
Oh, okay.
Anybody that fundraise, they know that nigga. They'll be sitting there the whole time there. But if you go and you hit them with, I'm telling you, and what they'll do is they'll look down and they're usually people just got a bunch of change sitting in their car. Usually, people just got a bunch of change in that little area right there. So if they came to me, they'd be like, I'll use this for toll, OG. They usually just grab a bunch of pennies and drop in your bucket. You can like asshole and just kind of feel some type of way about penny. But what I do is when niggas drop penny, thank you, sir. Anything will help. That's exactly what I say. Thank you, sir. Anything will help. Then I run back to my little curve. Maybe somebody just watched me get nothing but pennies. He said, and this is what happens. When people start seeing you working so hard, the person that don't have to go, yo, hey, you run over the break, he got $10 for you. Here you go, G.
Yeah, that hard work is contagious.
You feel me? People will start seeing you doing it. It's like, hold on, why he working so hard? He ain't getting that yet. You feel me? So yeah, we gotta always make sure that we stay in the game, bro. Me and Empras always say that with trading, with anything. The longer you can stay in the game, bro, the easier a win is. I promise, bro. Every time they get a chance to set you out the game, you just start over, right? It's nothing too hard with starting over, but I just want us to understand that that's the difference with being able to stay in the game. So if you're an investor, you're always in the game. Remember, I told you I was telling people that, not telling people, I let people know all the time that I'm a swing trader. I let them know that if I go in and I'm trying to make a play real quick and it doesn't work, I'm swinging this play tomorrow. Swinging it from a month. It's just what I do. Like, we're investors at heart. So even if we're trying to make a gain or looking for something to turn or do something, it's gonna always come that moment we say, yo, we can still swing it for a month. Just swing it. Just still swing it.
Swing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Swing, blah, blah, blah. Swing.
Right, Empras?
I'm stuck in that swing right now.
Just swing fucking.
I don't want to say that, but.
So yes, I said I was going joint venture versus strategic partnership. We kind of went through that. I kind of got a little bit more I want to dig in with. I explained if you got 93 ways to say no, but I have 100 ways for you to say yes. Eventually, I'm gonna get you. Eventually, my brother. Eventually, I'm talking about you gonna say no so much, and I'm be like, I told you there's different ways to do this because it's just so much tactics. So I listened to a negotiator. Right, negotiator said it's easier to get people to say no. So you continuously get them to say no to agree with you. So the time that you said yes, they also agree with you and they say yes. So that's how he had his way of negotiating, because he had to negotiate people that wanted to commit crazy acts. They wanted to kill people, jump off fucking buildings. And he had to talk to them, yo.
And with that 95, are you saying like silence is one of those 95?
It's 95 different ways. You can sit there, you can flick me off, you can drive off.
You can damn near dance for it. You can throw a joke out there.
Right? It's just who has the most routes. Who's gonna stop first? Because Once you have no more excuse why you can't support me, if I got 5 more, one of those 5 gonna get you.
Can you scan this QR code, sir? You say you ain't got no cash. This right here will donate $5.
You ain't even got to donate it right now. You can just write it off and just kind of have it as a promissory note for us. Whatever you may need to do. If you need to get home and send it by check, all those things you continue. You can never lose until you give up. Nobody fails until they quit.
Oh, that light turned green.
Like I said, when the light turned green, the funny thing that happened is because I've been out there hours on end.
Mm-hmm.
So I would catch a car coming back. So maybe, because like sometimes people honestly be telling the truth. They'll be like, yo, when I come back, I got you. And they ain't coming back. Sometimes they don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
And that brother come right back. And he'll have you.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel me? You can't worry about the light. You can't look, if you don't get all your yeses out and a bird got all his nose out, then maybe you lose for that one. Right? But you just know in the grand scheme of things, if you can keep a client, that's the benefit. You don't want a customer, somebody that just come by you and they just buy something from you and they may never buy nothing, never again in their life. That's what a customer is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When somebody becomes a client of yours, this is a monthly thing, maybe a 3 month, you feel me? Maybe a quarterly thing,
And
just
it's like you almost dealing with an empath versus a sympathetic person.
Explain that to the folks.
The empath is going to come back and give you the money because somewhere in his mind he's like, if it was me, it's that golden rule, aspect to it. Whereas, the sympathetic person, which is a customer, they're just like, either they got it right now, they don't. Like, it is what it is. But the empath is usually somebody that's in your path, on your path.
He'll find something. I told you earlier, I ran into Funny Zoe. Funny Zoe got a bald head, and I seen Funny Zoe walking this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going the opposite way of Funny Zoe, so I stopped at the store real quick. I was grabbing some stuff. Mm-hmm. While I was in the store, I seen Funny Zoe walking back towards me.
Mm-hmm.
So I see him walk past the truck. I'm like, oh, Funny Zoe probably walked far. He probably gone. I come out, Funny Zoe standing, posted up right on the car.
Ew.
Not on the car, my bad. I made Funny Zoe sound joking. Posted up on the store.
Mm-hmm.
He's right outside the store, just like chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And I come out and he said, yo, T, you ain't got no change or nothing. And immediately I wanted to say no. I look at him, I say, bro, you need to get your shit straight, man. What you need, bro? He say, $2. I was like, you killing me, bro. I can't give you $2. I'm gonna see what I can give you based on the change that I have left over. Even though I don't really have no change left over, bro, because when I go in the stores, I'm literally scrumming through what the scrumming through is scrumming through. But I understand empathy. So that's what Empras was explaining. But what the brother did do with my empathy is after me and the brother got to the situation, the brother asked me, the brother said, yo, you got some mollies?
Oh no.
I say, hell no, I don't got no mollies, bro. You know what you talking about, dude? Oh, no, I'm all right. Type shit. To where I almost wanted to like just go back and be like, yo, give me my 75 cents. You can give me my 75 cents, but I'm not a petty nigga, right? I don't care how you enjoy your time. I really don't. But it just kind of hit me different, bro. The fact that he asked me that after I just gave him my last little 75% that I had, and I could have used it in the store, right? But in my mind, I'm like, bro, this is bruh. Right? I know him. I remember when he used to come. You feel me? When he used to come support the business. So when I see somebody down, I'm like, bro, you right? Everybody got hard times. But I remember before he was down, I told everybody where he was going. I said, yo, he has this ability to just beg for shit and ask for shit, right? And when you get to that point that you just take away all this little veil and you say, yo, I just ask you for anything, you're going to ask me for anything eventually.
See, me, he would have got a whole sermon with my 75 cents. After that question, I've been like, hey, brother, I just gave you 75 cents, right? So we got the 0, right? Which is that universe. We got the 7, which is that divine. And we got that 5, which is completion, bro. I'm going to need you to get on that path, okay, brother? Because it's 75 cents. It got to be something going on with this, bro. Like, I'm intervening in your life right now. That's how I look at it. I'm giving you 75 cents, bro, that had nothing to do with your reality. That now has something to do with your reality, bro. Plant this seed, bro, and let it grow, bro. Do something productive with this.
Hey, you gotta
bro,
change.
The man asked you for Marley's.
I tell you how I always look at it, bro.
You getting a whole sermon.
I always look at it like, yo, everybody gotta enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way I feel like they deal with crime in Sweden or any of these other places where they was able to take away this whole, because right now it's an opioid epidemic. The more you criminalize it, the more the people get out and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because when they go to jail, they come out, they lose their job, they don't have nothing to do, they do it now. You feel me? So now it's become a habit. So in my mind, it's like, yo, hopefully he get to the point that he do it, and he like, man,
Yeah, it's a cycle.
I'm done with this, bro. This ain't helping me nowhere, bro. I'm out here begging every day. I tell you, even the time I seen that it was cold, I'm like, man, Funny Joe got to be out. You remember when it was super cold a couple of days? I'm like, man, Funny Joe got to take this cold. I'm in the house with my heater on, next to my wife, bundled up. So like I tell you, so when you said that empathy, I was like, man, I agree with that 100% fact. Because if you could always see yourself in a situation where you like, man, life is so tough that we could all end up in a weird position. Maybe not smoking Molly's, but in the sense that, yo, I ain't got it right now, bro. My spot, you feel me? But when I heard him say the smoke, like, yo, you ain't got no Molly, it kind of pissed me off. When I almost wanted to.
It's like you're not aware of your privilege.
You really asked me that, and I just gave you this money, but Jada said niggas outside with a wild lie, I need a bear sign. All right, so.
There's a John.
Yeah.
What is that?
A beer?
Oh, I thought you said bear. I need a bear. Like what? A bear hug?
No, they ain't the bear sign. So they got I need a bear instead of I need money.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, type shit. Just lying to the folks. It's like, why lie? Yeah, why lie? I just need something to give me a brew right now, bro. I just want to. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes there's some people that's like, bro, I just need to continuously get through because I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just not close to the end of the tunnel yet, bro. I just got in this darkness, bro. I know you see me and you want me out of this bitch faster than, you know, like I said, with our belief, it's like, yo, somebody offer the information and turn it around. But not everybody think like that. So they may be like, yo, T, I just got in the tunnel. I'm not one that could just pop out the tunnel in 2 seconds. The tunnel just started. And, you know, and me and Empress Mom, we just like, yo, turn around though. You just got in the tunnel, you said, right? And he like, nah, bro, just got to go to the end of it. I got to finish it out. I got to burn out desire. It's just life, bro. So when I seen it, like I said, it made me upset. Because I know that we have ways that I'm like, bro, you can just get on this. You could be. The other day, I was gonna go on Facebook and post, yo, who's looking to trade? You know, we're trying to hire. No, I don't want to say we're hiring people, but
collab.
Yeah, I'm looking for people doing more things, bro. That's what I was saying with even the joint ventures, because there's people that have the capital, but they don't have the skill of trading. Right? There's people that have the skill of trading, but they don't. Maybe they don't have the available capital to trade what they need to trade and how they need to trade. All those things, but we can put all that together, and we can all make what we never had plans of making. So that's why I really wanted to stress with the joint venture situation. But I hope people really heard this sermon, was able to be like, man, that makes sense. Right? A lot of these bigger business, like I said, joint ventures. Is joint ventures. It's not long term. Me and Empress, we prefer strategic partnership where we're actually in some type of business deal where it's like, yo, we doing this every month. This is what we're doing it good for the rest of our life. This is how we partnering up type shit. So, you know, you gotta weigh the benefits. But like I said, when it comes to government contracts, I would think joint ventures would be amazing because government contracts last a certain amount of time. It's not like you get a government contract for 50,000 years. Crazy shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
It's offering more planning.
So.
Routine.
You know, so.
But yeah, ultimately, just in general, like we as people, we have to want to, experience that change or, that breakthrough. So that's the main thing, bro. You have to want it and you have to push towards it. Start one day at a time. One day at a time.
Because eventually, right, those one days add to where you look back and you say, man, I've been doing this for almost 10 years now.
Progress.
Started for one day.
Mm-hmm.
Your first day, you was like, man, I just started it. Niggas like, yo, you a vegan? Yeah. How long you been a vegan? Shit, a month now. That same month now becomes 5 years now. Right? But if you start when a nigga asks you 5 years in advance, then you 5 years already at the finish line. You feel me? So we kind of came here and gave y'all a lot of information, man. You could, man. When I be thinking about these cats, I'm like, bro, y'all could really take this John now and just break it down into little segments, bro, and just offer the wisdom to the other folks, and it changed a lot. It would change a lot because the system works in a weird way where I keep on stressing the snowball effect. I keep on talking about the snowball effect. The more we can get on this downtrend, is the better. The system works in a weird way where there is cyclical. There's always a time for something else. And in those times that there's time for something else, you gotta be always prepared. Right? So you may look at it and you say, yo, I got a disadvantage, it's only me, and they got 25 employees. You make that your advantage. You say, yo, it's only me. Everything that comes through me, I look at it personally. When you feel me, you stand on that. There's different angles you can stand on. It's called points of leverage. Everything is a leverage point. I was telling my homeboy when they was talking about talent because somebody's tall. I was like, well, it's talent because he's short. If you play anybody short and you tall, they're quick. They quick as fuck. So you feel me? You just got to keep everything in the context. Don't ever get overwhelmed with somebody's leverage point. Work on your leverage point and make that your strength. And now his leverage and your leverage could you feel me? You can joint that, either a joint venture or you could do a strategic partnership. I think we need more of that based on where Black people are. I don't think just think about, we always talk about these rich people. Mm-hmm. We have yet to see any rich people come together with a joint venture. Right? Why ain't Tyler Perry and all these other big actors, nigga? Why don't they have a studio? Why don't they have a whole filming situation where, yo, you go to this school and you come here and we got jobs for you type shit? It's all this money out here. Jay-Z and all these other rappers.
I feel like Issa Rae started her own studio.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Perry started his own studio. You feel me? Where are the joint ventures? You feel me? Where is this?
Oh, but what are you saying? Are these actors and directors people not joint venturing with them?
Who?
I don't really know the film industry that well, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what you actually mean by where is the joint venture?
Tyler Perry, Wesley Snipes. Like back in the days with music, it was.
Spike Lee?
It was Suge Knight. No, what? Wesley Snipes. Okay. Wesley Snipes got Armor Raw films.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spike Lee, Wesley Snipes, all them boys get together, nigga, and create a thing for Black people. You feel me? A whole system for Black actors. A whole where you can go to this school, you can come here, we have jobs for you. That's what I'm saying as far as the joint venture. White people got those systems set up all around. You feel me? Yo, you brought cousin? All right, well, shit, you can get a job over here being a fucking cameraman. Right, Wendy. I think her name was Wendy. She made a joke about, no, he's just a fucking camera guy. You remember the joke that she made about the fucking, the direct, the son or whatever he was?
Oh, yeah. The intern.
I
thought you were talking about Wendy W. Big Top Williams.
Well, Wendy Williams. There's no way you can say Wendy W. Big top little ass nigga. I nigga think anything else.
What's the name of the McDonald's? Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Well, fuck the W. Oh my god. What's up, man?
I'm trying to find this video, but we're really about to close it out because see, we done there bearing down 5 hour mark.
For real?
Yeah, it's 4 hour 34.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to really find this video, but it's for another cast. I ain't gonna stress it.
Yeah, you just bring the other one too, Rollie. Oh
What?
no, that's not it. The African American.
You should keep that in mind. I need to go back and watch the actual last cast to be exact. I need to figure out what the fuck you bring into the cast. But yeah, we ready, man.
Alrighty, guys, and that is the conclusion of episode 118 of Black Wall Street Bets Taco Tuesday, where we talk about currency only. Until next time, guys.